got beer. That's fun.
Yeah, I mean, I figured if I'm gonna be a wild child of the night,
There you go. I should go get
have
beer.
some beer.
Oh, that's gonna make me fall asleep. All right, and we are live on the hardcover comic.
Oh damn, it's been so long I forgot what it's like.
THC on the YT.
On the YT,
On the YT.
in
The
the
Yeezy
ES,
TB.
the
What?
EST and the CST.
Yeah, the EST, the
hmm
CST with the THC and the YT.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Oh,
it's
speaking of,
yeah,
oh wait till we get more live people. I almost wore my fucking my shirt tonight. I went to go get it so I could like show it off and be like, check out our new merchandise.
yeah.
But it was fucking in the dirty clothes, and I was like, I'm not wearing that. It's dirty. But
It's been
it's
you've
got like
worn it
Corona
enough.
juice on it from my wife's.
Sure.
Yeah, probably has Corona juice from my wife's fucking scrubs or some shit. So I was like, I don't
Yeah,
want to wear that.
man. I still don't know anyone who's gotten COVID. I don't personally know anybody or know anyone that knows anyone. It's kind of weird.
That's well, here in the U.S., that's a different story.
Yeah, I mean, especially Florida. I'm sure. I know Florida's got a whole thing going on.
Yeah, yeah. I know my wife actually had to get a COVID test before surgery, and uh, it came back negative. I was
Nice.
kind of shocked, honestly. I was like,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
your job, I was like, that's just got to come back positive. Like, you got to be like
Right.
asymptomatic or something.
Yeah.
But no, it came back negative. So I was like, well, that's good. That means the rest of the house is probably negative. So no reason for us to go get tested.
Yeah, yeah.
That's kind of
But
my thought process
that's a
in
safe
that
gamble.
regard.
I mean, if one of you had it,
Yeah,
you probably would have given it to her. I guess. I don't know.
yeah.
We're all
But
still
if we would have
figuring out
gotten it,
how
probably
this
would have
thing
come from
works.
her.
True. True.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
but yeah, so we are live.
We're alive.
Couple of things that okay. So Mike, right before we went live, we were discussing things, and I said, oh, we could mention things that came up at Comic-Con at home, which I didn't watch a whole lot of it, so I don't know a whole bunch. So hopefully you guys, the live audience, knows more, and we can dive in. You guys can give us in bit, then we can dive in and discuss it. But one of the panels that I did watch, that I think Mike is going to be very happy about.
Oh boy.
I think we're all happy about it, to be honest. But one I think Mike will appreciate is they did a boys panel
Okay.
where they discussed season 2.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're doing is last year, if I remember correctly, I think they dropped all the first season like right at once, like Netflix style.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. For season 2, they're not going to do that. They're dropping the first 3 episodes. And then after they drop the first 3 episodes, they're going to do weekly episodes.
So Mandalorian style.
Mandalorian style, right?
Yeah.
And then after each episode, they're going to do like a companion show, kind of like they did with like the Talking Dead after the Walking
Okay.
Dead.
Uh-huh.
They're doing something, I don't know what they're calling it, but they're doing something similar to that with Aisha Tyler. She's going to be the host
Okay.
of whatever the after hours with the boys are.
Yeah.
So anyways, it was a whole panel with all the actors from the boys, and they were giving us sneak peeks into season 2,
Oh.
which is some exciting. They talked about what they're going to be covering in season 2, which
Okay.
sounds pretty exciting. But then the big news that they dropped in that panel was that they had Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg come on, and they announced that the boys have been picked up for season 3.
Oh snap.
So
That's
before
dope.
season 2 even aired, Amazon picked them up for a season 3.
Wow.
Who knows when the fuck they're
Wow.
gonna film it?
Yeah. Yeah.
But there is a season 3.
God bless.
So
That's dope.
yeah,
Man,
we
that's
are getting
wow.
3 seasons minimum of the boys.
That's amazing. That is great news. That's great news. And
Yeah.
I guess it's a pretty good segue into something I think you'll be happy about. I actually just finished episode 8 of Watchmen today. So I've got one more. I got one more to go.
I was hoping you would have finished them all. We could really dive in, but
I mean, so close. So close. Man, is that a good show? God damn.
so what are your thoughts on Watchmen? You can spoil shit because at this point it's almost a year old,
Yeah.
not a year old, but it's been on for a while. The spoilers abound, so feel free to spoil
Yeah.
shit. What do you think of Watchmen?
I think it definitely has its slow points.
Okay, yeah.
Like really where it really picked up was I guess when Looking Glass found out about the 7th Cavalry and what their plan is. I don't know if you remember I forget what his like actual name is, but the dude who has like the reflective mask.
Yeah.
He goes out with that chick, and then whatever, she winds up being part of the 7th Cavalry, and she like brings him into it. And anyway, after that, like Angela takes the nostalgia pills, and she's like reliving the Hooded Justice flashbacks. That was an incredible episode. And then I mean, once the Dr. Manhattan stuff starts, it's like this is yeah, it was really well done. I don't know, man. There's so much happening in that show, like following all the different plot threads, especially because they just toss you into it really well.
Yeah,
like the intro scene,
especially with Oz, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what's happening? Like he's pulling these babies out of the lake. You're like, what is going on? He's having cake every day, like Mr. Phillips. Yeah, it's so
Jeremy
good,
Irons is fucking great in that role too.
God. Yeah,
classic in that role. I love it.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just it's been great. It's not what I was expecting. I didn't really know what to expect going into it, except for the fact that people said it was amazing. But I like how it was like, again, this continuation of, you know, this universe where all this crazy stuff happened, and
Regina King's a badass.
It's really well done. Again, it's just slow at times.
Hardcore.
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone was cast really well. I don't think I have a single complaint about casting. It's great. It's so good. And it got me super jazzed up to the point where I bit the bullet, and I really wanted to reread Doomsday Clock, and so I was like, I'm just gonna have to buy the 2 standard size hardcovers. So I bought those because I don't know if we're gonna get a deluxe or anything oversized at any point. And like, there's a complete collection coming out, but the 2 hardcovers are cheaper than the complete collection trade paperback. So I was like, if I'm gonna have to bind it anyway, like I may as well just buy these 2 standard hardcovers.
Yeah.
And if there's an oversized, I'll double dip, sell these, whatever. Like, I was like, I want to get before Watchmen now. Like, I just want to keep enjoying this set of characters because it's so good.
Yeah, no, I can't remember his name now either because it's been months since I've seen the show. But the guy with the reflective mask, basically this season's Rorschach is basically what he is.
Yeah.
That dude's badass too. I really love that guy's character. God, I don't want to spoil the last episode, so we'll just leave it at that. But man, let me just put it this way. I am pissed that it's only 1 season. Right, I mean, they might make a second, but the showrunner's leaving. It won't be the same. You know what else is crazy though? And this just goes to show like how horrible American history and schools are. So for those of you guys that are here in America, back me up on this, or tell me otherwise and you guys learn differently. But watching this show, and this sucks to say, like, this is not a proud fucking moment by any means. But watching the show, I actually started doing research, like Googling stuff, because they kept talking about Black Wall Street and, you know, things like that in Oklahoma City and stuff. And I was like, Black Wall Street. I was like, is that a real thing, or is that like created for the show? No fucking clue. Googled it. It's a real fucking thing that really did fucking happen. Like, that's not made up. That shit legit happened.
Wow.
But you don't learn about that crap in school. They don't teach you that stuff. Like, that's how fucked up our school system is here. They don't teach you about legit American history that is like a stain, you know, on American history.
Yeah.
I was 37 years old before I found out that was an actual fucking thing.
Yeah, and only thanks to a TV show.
Yeah, correct, right?
It piqued your interest. It's not like, you know, someone could just, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people were just like, oh, maybe, you know, they probably made it up for the show, but you actually investigated it, and it's a real thing. It was a real thing.
It fucking blew my mind. I went down a deep rabbit hole, all sorts of like Black history stuff, and I was like, you know, I don't know, like my wife, she's been diving deep into her hair. My wife is mixed, for those that don't know, and she's been diving deep into her heritage and DNA tests and discovering her sides of the family and things like that. So, yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy. I had no clue. I was 37 years old. I started asking around. I'm like, because like granted I wasn't the best student, so I started asking around. I'm like, am I the only one? Like, did I miss this? Did I skip this day, or did like I skip school a lot? I was like, or did like something happen? And everybody I talked to, they're like, dude, I didn't know about it till I was way older either. Like some of people even said they didn't even learn about it in college.
Wow.
I was like, how the fuck do you not learn this stuff? Like, this is important American history.
Imagine having a degree in history and not knowing about that.
Right? It's crazy. Yeah, there's all sorts of shit that I was learning. I was like, is this a real thing? And then I heard like an interview. Show like Lindelof. He did it was on Fat Man on Batman or whatever, Fat Man Beyond they're calling it now. He did an interview with, I think it was Mark Bernardin when Kevin was out. And they were talking about it, and he was talking about, you know, wanting to bring in like real history and talk about real American history. And I was like, holy shit, this is all mind blown. So that made me appreciate the show even more so, because it wasn't just some like made up thing. Like they legit talked about real life, like real history. So I was like, oh, that's crazy.
I mean, a lot of thought went into that show.
I just saw Gotham's comment here, so I'm gonna throw this up real quick. We'll go back and reread all the comments. I promise. I just saw this one out of the corner of my eye, so I want to touch base on it. Gotham says, "Oh yeah, the show is the first I learned about Black Wall Street and Juneteenth. That was the other thing. That is also the first time I've ever heard the term Juneteenth. I had no idea what the hell that was either until watching the show. That's fucking sad. I'm not proud of that by any stretch of the imagination. That's extremely fucking sad. But I'm cursing too much. But anyway, so like it's just that's depressing, man. Yeah. But enough about horrible American history. Yeah. We're creating new horrible American history every day. So anyway, but
it's gonna be in the history books for sure.
Yeah. So Comic-Con at home. There was somebody had mentioned, I did see this too. The New Mutants. I did watch the New Mutants panel. So kind of bringing it back to comics here. I did watch the New Mutants panel where they brought back all the actors and they kind of had a panel and they talked about the filming, the director. They brought everybody back, and they actually had. I got to laugh. It's actually really funny. So when they were announcing the panel and they were like bringing it like they were showing posts from social media where it's like, is this movie ever coming out? I thought this was coming out 3 years ago. Will we ever get a see? Like it was. A lot. It was actually really humorous. And I laughed pretty hard at that. So they were having fun. They were kind of making fun of themselves, which I greatly appreciated. So I did appreciate that quite a bit. And then they showed a trailer, like not even just a trailer, like they showed the trailer, but they also showed like a legit, probably 3-minute clip of like the first 3 minutes of the movie. It wasn't like a trailer. Like they legit showed, they're like, we want to whet your appetite and show you what's to come. And so they showed like the first like 3 minutes or whatever it was of the New Mutants movie, which is available online. So if you guys missed it, go check it out. It actually looks really good. Can't believe I'm saying that, especially with the history of Fox movies and Marvel mutants. But no, it actually looked really, really good.
It's been a while, so that's pretty good. Yeah,
that's dropping. I want to say it's August 28th. They're gonna release it in theaters and at home, so like you can pay $20 or whatever to rent it and watch it in your own home. That's pretty cool. If you don't want to go to the theaters and risk that, so that was pretty cool. So that was really neat to see too, that they're doing that. Trying to think if there's any other like big announcements that I did see.
Anyone else see anything?
Well, we're gonna go through and scan through comments while we're talking. If you guys happen to catch anything else, I missed a lot. I know there's a lot of panels that happened. I missed a ton. I've been very busy. But if you guys happen to see anything else that's like noteworthy that we should be discussing, bring it up. We definitely want to hear what you guys' thoughts are. So
did you I just wanted to briefly mention this because it's one of the only news things I know about. Did you hear what happened between like Tom King and Jai Lee?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I went off about this on another post, but
it's so funny how like so
your thoughts? All for that. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm gonna be upfront about this completely. I know almost next to nothing about Comicsgate. I know it has something to do with a bunch of creators. I feel like Ethan Van Sciver's in there, who are like they're just being terrible people, I guess, or they have the wrong message they're trying to spread. And basically, I guess what happened is Jai Lee did a cover for them, and then Tom King retaliated and made a post about it and got upset about it. And apparently they talked, and Jai Lee doesn't use Twitter. And then Tom King said, "We're all good, best possible outcome." But then I saw that Jai Lee was like, "No, we're not all good. You ruined our day. Like, you could have ruined my career. I mean, this is crazy. Like, you should have called me first." But yeah, I think it's a lot of probably overreacting from every side except for probably Jai Lee, because if he is completely oblivious to this like I am, I mean, he might have not been trying to do any harm, and was just getting bombarded. But again, I'm pretty ignorant to this whole thing myself. I just thought that was funny that Tom King's like, "We're all good," and everyone's like, "Oh, good for you, Tom King, for reaching out and making sure everything's okay." And then Jai Lee's like, "No, we're not all good.
No,
we're not good at all."
Everybody I know is shitting on Tom King left and right now.
Yeah.
So I've seen tons and tons of people saying like, "Fuck Tom King, he's an asshole, he's a little whiny bitch, fuck Tom King, this and that," right?
Yeah.
So my thought process on this whole thing is this: Tom King made a huge mistake. He should not have done what he did. It was a very shitty thing to do what he did without verifying any information prior to throwing it out there to the public. A lot of people are thinking that the reason why he did that is because he was trying to disassociate himself from the project before somebody else caught wind of it and started saying that Tom King was part of Comicsgate, blah, blah, blah. But it was still shitty of him to do. He should have verified all the information first before making such a post that could basically, it's defamation of character, really, is what it comes down to. So I think what he did was really shitty. And I feel horrible for Jai for the fact that like they were supposed to be having a special day with his wife. Again, though, in Tom King's defense, he had no fucking idea that what was going on with this dog. And you know what I mean? Like, to him, he just thought it was a normal day. So in his defense, he didn't know. It was just really horrible timing. And I feel really bad for Jai and whatnot. That being said, I do not buy the fact that Jai Lee knows nothing about Comicsgate, never heard of it, is unaware of it. Like,
interesting.
Come on, you came up with Ethan Van Sciver. You guys worked closely together at one point in time, whether you're friendly now or not. Like, you can't tell me you don't. Like, you go to cons and stuff. You can't tell me you don't know anything. You're in the industry. You can't tell me you know. Like, maybe you avoid social media. That's great. Like, that's wonderful. But you can't tell me you've never heard of Comicsgate and you don't know what it is.
Right.
So my thought process is that Jai Lee probably does know what Comicsgate is. He just doesn't give a fuck one way or another. To him, they're like, I'm getting paid to draw a cover. I'm drawing a cover. Like, nothing he drew was wrong or offensive or anything like that. So to him, he was like, I'm getting paid. I'm a contractor. I'm going to do my work and move on with my life. Right. So, I mean, that's me speculating, but that is my thought process on probably but him to say that he knows nothing about it, I don't buy that. I do think that Tom King coming out and saying, "Oh, we talked, we're all good," into story, that's not good enough. I do think that Tom King owes, and again, these are just my opinions, but I do think that Tom King owes Jai Lee a very private apology. And then again, because of the fact that he publicly blasted him, he also owes him a public apology as well. And not just like, "Oh, we talked, he didn't know, it's all good." But I'm saying like a deep, heartfelt, I fucked up, could have potentially have ruined this man's career, could have potentially done all these things. I should have fact checked before spewing all this crap. I am sorry. Like, he should do that. And then he should go out of his way to kind of help back and support Jai Lee for like however long. Like, if he has a project coming up, he should like retweet his shit or what, you know what I mean? Like, hey, Jai Lee's got this project coming up, go check it out. Like, he needs to help boost his career back up, because that wasn't cool. That little fucking 3-sentence tweet or whatever could completely destroy stuff. So
I mean, that's the only way Tom King communicates, though, right? It's like brief sentences. I mean, based on his books, that's pretty much that must be it, right? He'll be like, "Sorry, made a mistake. Should have fact checked."
But what I did say though, as well,
all the facts.
Right? Yeah, I know. But what I did say was that I was like, because everybody was trying to shit on Tom King, and I'm like, what he did is a shitty thing, but he should have the ability, without people shitting on him, to correct his mistake. Whether or not he takes that chance, who knows? All right, that's up to him. But I did say that you and I have both met Jai and Tom.
Yeah.
And Tom King was one of the most down to earth, humble, super funny people that we've talked to.
Yeah.
As far as like creators go.
Right.
Jai was an asshole. Maybe he was having a bad day.
It's true.
Who knows?
The con. Yeah.
Yeah. But the interaction that we had, he was an asshole.
It's true.
So like all these people shitting on Tom King and stuff. Tom was actually cool as hell. Yeah. And Jai was actually an asshole. Like I said, maybe he was having a bad day.
He was gonna charge.
But he was an asshole.
How much did he? What did he say again to draw like the
I don't
shield?
even fucking remember.
It's like $50.
It was like
it's crazy.
No, it was more than that. It was ridiculous. It was like 80 or some shit for like I don't know. It was, anyways. He was an asshole. Yeah, he was an asshole. But like I said, maybe he was just having a bad day. Very possible. Yeah, I'm an asshole when I have a bad day too. Fair enough. But
it's possible, Tom King was having a bad day when he went off on his little.
Yeah, but that's public though. That's the problem. You got to be smart, man. Especially when you're like a verified figure. You know what I mean? Like, you have to think about that stuff. You can't just go. It's not like you or I went to post it and 3 people fucking read it. Like,
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing if I go out and post Jai Lee's an asshole, 3 people are gonna read it. Nobody's gonna give a shit. I didn't ruin his career. You know what I mean? Tom King goes and posts that. Well, that's another story. So
Tom King
you got to be more responsible when it comes to your social media presence.
Yeah, but he might just be becoming one of those like liberals who's just so scared of having the people turn on him.
That's exactly what a lot of people are saying. I really hope that's not the case.
Yeah.
But that is what a lot of people are saying, is that a lot of high profile writers and artists and things are becoming more and more cautious and wanting to distance themselves from things in order to kind of save their own careers. Speaking of which, so DC dropped Warren Ellis, right? No surprise there. We saw that one coming 100 miles away. But they also dropped Declan Shalvey. I didn't hear anything. I didn't know he did anything. Did you hear anything about Declan doing anything?
I haven't heard anything.
Okay. Again, we're throwing this out to the live audience. If anybody knows anything about Declan, because I love his art. So if he's a creeper, I'm going to be very disturbed and upset. Let us know if you guys heard anything, because all I saw was as a Bleeding Cool article, but all I saw was like saying that DC dropped Warren Ellis, which was to be expected, and then Declan Shalvey, and I was like, what the hell did he do? So that one threw me. So I was curious if you heard that one at all.
It's another one of those things where like everyone's gonna DC Marvel, they're gonna throw these guys to the wayside. I don't know what Image Comics will do with someone like Warren Ellis, but it's like, and then everyone gets kind of surprised when there's a movement like Comicsgate. Like these guys are clearly pissed off about something, right? Like they're getting blackballed. It's not like a monopoly in the comic book industry, but like you have DC and Marvel toss you aside. I mean, unless you're crowdfunding every single project, like what the hell are you going to do for work now? And in the case of someone like Warren Ellis, where it's like he did creepy stuff, I mean, it was legal, I guess, at the end of the day. I don't know. Like it's rough, man. It just feels like what does that guy do? Like, is his life over now pretty much? Like what is that? You know what I mean? Like, where does he go? What does he do?
Good news is he made enough of a career. Well, good news is good. He probably made enough of a career that he can probably live off of royalties for a while.
Royalties, yeah.
And he's still going to be able to write for, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 comics or whatever, mom and pop comic shops out there that he's gonna be able to do creator own stuff, and there's still gonna be a lot of people that support him. So.
And let's be honest, he probably just needs a hole in the ground. I mean.
Yep.
So that's rent will be cheap. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up on like a Comicsgate project or something now, because I mean.
All right, so real quick, Gautham, what's up, Gautham? He said, I think DC dropped a comic that Warren and Declan were working on together, not Declan altogether. Okay.
So maybe it was that
If that's the
two-page.
case, that makes way more sense and makes me feel better.
Yeah, but they are
Canadian
finishing.
says that's right. Okay, cool. Because I was like I was like, what the hell did
Yeah.
Declan do?
Right. I think they are finishing that Batman story he was doing as well.
Yeah, they did say there's like 3 more issues or something. That is getting finished, but they were working on a different project that's been canned.
Right, gotcha.
Okay, cool. That makes me feel better
Imagine if
because I was
that
really
was,
worried
like-
about Declan for a second. I was like, what the fuck did Declan do?
Yeah, imagine if that was like Resurrection Man or something.
Right.
Damn it, Warren.
All right. So jumping into comments here. Greg wrote, "What's up, guys? What have you been reading? Just started ASM by McFarlane and Michelini."
What up, Greg?
I've read that.
Nice.
We'll just leave it at that. No, I'm kidding. I love Spider-Man. I like Michelini's run. That one's not a high point for me though. That one was one I really, really wanted to love, and it just kind of fell a little flat.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was.
it is Marvel. I've been reading Morning Glories, Image Comics title. I don't know why. I just decided to read it. It's been a long time. It's really.
I've read a few issues, and then I realized that I was waiting for more hardcovers to drop, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just wait." I know that now, but at the time I was like, "Oh, I'll just wait till they all drop." So I haven't read that much of it.
That and wrapping up Jeff Johns' Green Lantern. God damn it, that's been a good time, dude. Brightest Day. I mean, oh my god.
Yes, I can't wait to get that one bound. It's all prepped and ready to go. I'm mailing it tomorrow, so yeah. I'm super excited about that.
Hawkman and Hawkgirl, Martian Manhunter, Boston Brand, aka Deadman.
Oh, I love Deadman.
Oh, Aquaman. So many great B and C list characters getting the spotlight. Hawk and Dove. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Love that shit.
Yeah, what have I been reading though? What I've actually been reading as of late, I've been rereading Grant Morrison's Animal Man. I'm about halfway through that, and then I've also been flying through some of these Batman customs back here. I'm flying through those pretty quickly. And Absolute Sandman. I've been reading Absolute Sandman. I finally got in the rest of them today, so I'm very happy to have 1 through 5 now. But yeah, I was reading 1, flew through 1 pretty quickly as well. But yeah, as you guys can see, I have a bunch of empty space over here. I had to clear stuff out and sell some stuff off because I got a very large purchase coming over the next like 3 months.
McFarlane and Michelini.
Yeah, speaking of ASM, I'm actually getting from another collector a 32 volumes custom bind set of Spider-Man covering from 214 all the way through the end of volume 1, like before it switched over to volume 2. Where they renumbered it with number 1, so it's like 98, 99. So it's basically from like the early to mid 80s to like through 99. And that also covers like all of like the tie-ins, like Spectacular, Web of, like, you know, it collects ASM, but if there were tie-ins that go into ASM, all the tie-ins are in there as well. It's a 32 volume set. Amazing deal from an amazing guy. Actually, that's who I got a lot of the Batmans from too.
That's right.
And you got your Hulks from that are still sitting in my closet waiting patiently.
Because people in Florida can't keep it together.
Yeah. So so anyways, I'm gonna be getting he already shipped the first few off. I'll be getting the first few here on Thursday. And then like every week he's just gonna send me a box until they all get here.
You get Christmas every week, man.
That's exactly what he said. And he also has a bunch of floppies that if I wanted to like bind them, like kind of like with the Batman, you know, that I was buying all the floppies from. He has a bunch of floppies too that I can to continue to build upon. So when all is said and done, it's gonna be probably like a 2-year process. But when all is said and done, I'm gonna have like 40 plus volumes of Batman custom binds that'll run from like 86 through 2010. And then I'm going to have probably about 40-ish volumes of Spider-Man custom binds as well. That's
I
going
think
to cover a good chunk.
I think you've redefined the American dream for comic fans.
Yeah. No, I got lucky, man. I became friends with a really awesome guy, so it was just pure luck, I guess.
Yeah.
That's who I also got those Green Lanterns from. But I actually am sending in the final volume of Green Lantern, Brightest Day, and then Nightfall, because I'm missing Nightfall as a bind, like not the whole run, just like the first volume of Nightfall. So I'm sending all those 3 in tomorrow to get bound by Herring and Robinson. I've got them all prepped and ready to go. And then that'll wrap up, that'll complete my 10 volume Green Lantern set. No, it'll be 10 volume Green Lantern set. And then I'll be able to throw that Batman on there and have like a full set from 86 through probably like 95.
Crazy.
Is what I'll have done with Batman.
Oh my God.
So
for now.
And then I'll have more stuff that I'm buying a bunch of floppies to like bind more Batman. It's a lot.
This is it. I mean, it's you got huge projects going, man.
Yeah, but it's my 2 favorite characters, man. It's Batman and Spider-Man. They're my two like childhood favorite characters from childhood. Yeah. I have other characters that I love now that like I grew up and love, but like as a kid, Batman and Spider-Man were like my 2 all-time favorite heroes.
Yeah.
So
I arranged my situation with the Hulk, so hopefully it's not something I regret. It's a completely arranged situation here. There was never any childhood passion for the Hulk. But we'll see.
It's a lot of it's Peter David, though, and we know that that's solid stuff.
Peter David. I've read the Bruce Jones stuff. I know I'm going to dig that. Jason Aaron. I mean, I'm sure it won't be bad. I don't think I'll be complaining.
Well, that, and you also have the officials for World War and Planet Hulk.
Yeah.
Both of which I think are out of print now. And they're those we've read those. Those are great stories.
Those are great. Yeah. I'm pretty positive about it. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, no, you'll be golden there, my friend.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I have those. That's why I have those empty spaces behind me, is because they're waiting to be filled with ASM binds.
It's where his wife makes him sleep when she sees a new box come in.
That's why we're only shipping like a few at a time. That's why we're shipping a few at a time.
Pace yourself, yeah.
But no, it's an amazing deal. It was by far, like, I messaged you. Remember when I was like, dude, check out the offer I just got. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I wasn't planning on that. So I was like, that's a deal I can't pass.
I mean, that's a.
So I had to offload some stuff to make room and money. Oh yeah, for sure. It's like a once in a lifetime deal.
Crazy.
So fingers crossed. But I was very lucky. There's no denying that. What's up, JT? I just placed my second IST order. That is awesome, man. Congrats. You'll have to do another unboxing, my man.
Yes, sir.
Andrew, have you seen the New Mutant stuff? Yes. The Boys is one of those instances where the show is better than the books. I would have to agree, because I had a hard time with the books.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that they were bad. It was just that they were very, well, as you know, just from watching the show, even they're very graphic.
Yeah.
And nature. And so reading it kind of, whereas with the show, they were able to,
they made it
I
more
guess
wholesome.
they toned enough to where it wasn't quite as disturbing as the books.
Right,
but still not toned down enough to where people are like, you're ruining the source material, Sure. So I think that's why I enjoyed the show way more, is because like they toned it down, like they did just enough to make it a little less rapey. And
fair enough. That's a good point. Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I do enjoy the show immensely. Watchmen is such an amazing show. That and The Boys were definitely the best shows of last year. Concur. I think Michael concur now once he finishes that last episode.
Yeah.
Watchmen was an amazing show, but I had a few issues with the plot. I didn't understand what the point of the attempted assassination at the funeral was. It's been a while since I've seen it, so I honestly don't remember. I remember the scene, but I don't really remember.
Yeah, so the dude from the 7th Cavalry runs in. I think it was just to maybe, because I think the mayor, he made a speech after that, and the mayor's part of I think the mayor, he's part of the 7th Cavalry. And so I guess it was sort of like a way of saying like, hey, they're trying to kill me, you know, but even though he's a part of them, like just to sort of build up the
throw off the scent.
throw off the scent a little more. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Maybe, I guess.
Because that was a scene where the dude had like the giant like bomb vest or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I was like,
And
I'm trying to
Angela
remember. It's
like
been a while.
she throws the coffin on top of the bomb.
Yep.
The guy rather, yeah, who is the bomb.
Also, they shouldn't have gone. We're gonna skip that one.
Come on.
Yeah, you don't want to see that. He hasn't seen it yet.
It was all wonderful.
Hello, you guys just start. Yeah, when you jumped on, we did just start, my man. So you were good there. Getting platinum status for oh my god. Done. Okay, so I didn't know what that was until a buddy of mine posted it, and I what's that? I looked at it, dude. That game looks beautiful. Have you seen it, Mike? Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that game looks beautiful.
That looks great. Yeah.
I don't have time to play video games, so I'll never play it. But it looked gorgeous.
Video games in general look so amazing. Like the Unreal Engine 5 is just, it looks like real life at this point. It's so insane. The environments, especially, it's like it's
well, then you got PS5 coming out.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever Xbox is calling their new system.
Xbox Zero, probably. Who knows? The name's just so stupid.
I liked how they redeemed Laurie Jupiter's character. Agreed. I think they did a good one in that. She was mad in the book, but a badass in the show. Is the Infinite Crisis Omnibus a good pickup? And any prior reading, or am I good to go? Mike, you first of all, yes, it's a great pickup.
Yes, I think you'll be good to go without any prior reading. I mean, that's how I read Infinite Crisis. It's one of the first things I read. So
you cut out there. I don't know if it did for anybody else, but for me, you cut out. So I don't know if they heard what you were saying.
Infinite Crisis was one of like the first things I read when I was getting back into comics. So I think you'll be fine. You know,
when I read it, because 52 happens after Infinite, right?
Right.
Like immediately after is 52.
Right. Yeah.
So worst case scenario, just Google. I mean, I want to read like that's what I did. I think before I read Infinite Crisis was like I Googled just to kind of catch up and like see like what are the main things that I needed to know, and then I dove in and had the time of my life. And then immediately after that, I read 52, which another fucking book that blew me away.
Just maybe read Crisis on Infinite Earths, because I mean it's kind of like the spiritual successor to that. You know, with the old Superman and stuff like that. So that's really the only thing, but you don't have to. Kind of a long read, that one.
That's a good one though. It's a damn good read. Here in Canada, we had a class about what happened in Tulsa. This is going back to the Black Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
Did you learn about it, Mike, in Canada?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
You were skipped that day too.
I think Canadians playing the whole, you know, he's playing the whole liberal thing.
Amazing Nation, what's up, Mike? It sure did happen. We learned about it here in Oklahoma history. Oh, so you're in Oklahoma. So you guys learned about it as part of like your state history.
That's good.
Yeah, no, that's good. You don't learn about it anywhere else. Also, wasn't Hooded Justice hinted to be that Nazi sympathizing German character in the books instead of what was revealed in the show? I don't remember from the books. It's been way too long. It's been probably 10 years since I've read that, so I honestly don't recall.
Gotham did a different kind of research.
How long has it been since you've read it?
It's been a couple years for me, not that long, but
yeah, it's been like probably a good 10 years since I read it. No, actually probably longer than that, because I didn't even know my wife yet, so it's probably been closer to like 13 or 14 years since I've read it.
Damn.
Xander Blitz, I didn't know about Black Wall Street either. See, I'm not the only one. Redeemed. I love the episode when it goes from black and white to color back and forth.
Yep.
That's the Hooded Justice episode. New Mutants, just call it X-Force already. More than the movie, I am stoked for the New Mutants Omni reprint later this year. Bill Sienkiewicz art in deluxe format for the win. I would agree there. I don't know about the writing though. Yeah. As Mike and I did.
Yeah.
covered. But maybe it's one of those books that's better physical than it is digital.
Bill carries it for sure.
The movie has to eventually make its way to Disney Plus. No. I mean, I guess it probably could at this point, yeah, because I mean Disney owns it, so I mean it very well could. But I know they are originally like August 28th, I think is the date. They are going to drop it on like video on demand at home and in theaters. So I also don't believe that Jai Lee doesn't know what Comicsgate is. Next time, can you put up a Spider-Man background from JT?
Fine.
We've rocked Batman for a while, Mike. I think it's time for you to get your art skills back out.
Yeah.
Have you been using your art skills? Like, have you been designing DJs?
I've done some dust jackets. Yeah, not too much though. Just
yeah.
doodling. I've switched it up.
Where are you done with the West Coast Avengers?
Yeah, man. I sent you all 5 of them like a couple months ago.
I haven't gotten the files.
Trying to put me on the spot here. What is this shit? All right, yeah, I'll see. I'll send them to you. Yeah, those are done.
How long have those been done?
At least a month, I would say. Yeah, Terrific Tales of Tom Strong is the one that's it's still missing something.
That's
I haven't
right.
finished that one. But
I still need to get you measurements for the other Tom Strong.
Right, and then you said you're like, I don't even know if I want dust jackets for these anymore. I was like, oh, okay.
Which one?
The 2 Tom Strong ones?
Oh no, I do.
Okay.
I know. I definitely do. I definitely do.
I'll send you the West Coast.
No, there was one. No, it was the Superboys. I said I didn't know if I wanted dust jackets on.
Oh, okay.
Because I liked how uniform they look until I lined up the 3 with the 1 and realized that they were off. I went, shit, maybe I do need dust jackets for these. That sucks, man.
Like, and they remember you there, right? So it's unfortunate that they didn't. I don't know. I guess I don't know if they take pictures.
I would think. I mean, I don't know. I order a lot of dust jackets.
It's true.
So we'll see. But yeah, no, I will. As soon as you send them, I'm sending them off to get printed. I will get those printed ASAP. So as soon as you send them, I'll get them printed and get them put on the. And remember the little border thing. I don't know what you knew what happened wrong last time, but I don't know. That made me so mad at those impulses. Those impulses were gorgeous. Willie, hello, my man, Mike, Matt, long time no see. We review now. How about Zack Snyder's cut Justice League HBO next year? Yesterday we saw that is right. Have you seen the Snyder Black Superman?
I did. I saw it. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Well, Black Suit Superman. There's no.
Yeah, sorry, Black Suit Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not great. Michael B. Jordan yet.
Not yet.
But no, it looked really good. And actually, when I was looking at that, I saw a post from it was like an interview that they did with, it might have been on the panel that they did with Zack Snyder. And Zack Snyder said that he would burn it, blow it up, and destroy it before he used any Joss Whedon shot footage. Because the article was trying to make it sound like it was like a dig against Joss, but if you actually read it, he was just saying it's because it's not the Zack Snyder cut stuff. Like, that's not a true Zack Snyder cut if it's not something that he filmed.
Of course, yeah.
So, but the article was trying to make it sound like he was bashing Josh.
Of course,
because Josh has been in some hot water again lately.
Again?
You didn't hear about that with Ray Fisher? No. So this happened a couple weeks ago. Ray Fisher, guy that played Cyborg in the Justice League movies,
right?
Came out and sent out a tweet that says, so like a couple years ago, there's a thing of him sitting at a panel, and he's like, yeah, no, Joss is great, I love working with him, blah blah blah, like basically playing like towing the company line, right?
Yeah.
Well, then a couple years later, like just recently, few weeks ago, he tweeted out a thing that says, I take back everything I said. He was like a very abusive and basically, I don't remember the words he used, but basically called him like an egomaniac and said that he was a nightmare to work for. And apparently other cast and crew have also come forward now and backed up Ray Fisher's claims and said like, yeah, no, but it happened. Like, so yeah, Joss, like they canceled Joss's panel at San Diego Comic-Con. They just deleted it off the schedule. So yeah, he's been in some hot water lately with his toxic attitude.
He's difficult to work with. Difficult to work with.
Yeah, apparently he
probably didn't even want to do the movie.
He's kind of a jackass. Canadian Invincible Comics. Tom King is too involved in cancel culture. I've heard that from a lot of people as well. He should quit Twitter and try to actually make good stories. I've heard that a lot, but that's the thing. I enjoy Tom King stories. Like a lot of people are bashing him, but I actually enjoy his stories. The only problem with Tom King communicating in short sentences in real life is that he doesn't have Mitch George.
We should end it there. I don't think it's gonna get better than that.
Well played, Xander Blitz. Well played.
Good call.
Very good call. Well done, sir. No, it's just a domino effect because they were working on a book together. Oh, that was about the Declan and
Declan, yeah.
Okay, so we're good there. Because like I said, that scared me when I heard that. I was like, what did Declan do?
He's touching boys.
No, he's not. Let's not say that.
No.
Robert J25. Hey, just joined. What are we talking about? A little bit of everything. Speaking of Comicsgate, did you see the whole thing with Dynamite supporting? I did.
They have no idea what's happening over at Dynamite. They're so clueless. That's what I think. I just think they have no idea.
It was the president or whatever CEO of Dynamite, Nick Bartucci or something like that. It was like it was a whole thing, and then they backed off and said, "Oh, we're not gonna do it anymore." And
yeah.
Well,
they said like
Morning Glories isn't completed, is it?
It's not. No, isn't it? I don't think
it probably never will be.
Well, Joe Eisma said, who was the artist on the series, he said they wanted to bring it back, but
Isn't Morning Glories similar? Like, I don't want to say similar, but like kind of sort of same premise somewhat of like almost like a Deadly Class.
Yeah, not as intense though, but along the same lines, yeah.
Like it's like a school and
it's like, special kids, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it came out first technically, so but I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's going to get completed again. Joe Eisma said they might finish it or could do a continuation. Like all these titles are coming back. Low came back. Nailbiter has a new series. Chew is getting like a spiritual successor. So maybe, I don't know. I guess it's up to Nick Spencer at this point. He's making all that Spider-Man money.
I have also been rereading Sandman and Kraven's Last Hunt, one of my favorite Spider-Man stories ever, and Umbrella Academy.
Nice.
Very nice fucking set there, man. Yeah. Kraven's Last Hunt, one of my all-time favorite Spider-Man stories. That ending, dude, that hits you right in the damn feels. Like if that doesn't make you like feel like something, like you're not human, you're a robot.
Yeah.
Nice Sandman collection, Matt. Do you think it's worth the upgrade from the Omnis? Yes. But that's just because I love absolutes. Not only that, but as you can see, spine out. Look how gorgeous those look. Spine out, everybody. Remember last time spine in? Look at your fucking preacher back there. Spine in bullshit. Spine out.
That's okay. Why are you trying to start something here, man? Tribalizing everything. Goddamn American.
Well, the funny thing is everybody agreed with you.
Yeah.
Everybody agreed with you. I think I had like one person agree with me.
I don't think the opinion's changed.
No, I'm just trying to say, look how gorgeous they look. I didn't have that to show last time, so I'm just re-emphasizing how gorgeous that looks.
That looks better.
Oh shit. What did I sell? Okay, so basically because I have very limited space / books that I'm never going to reread again, I really kind of looked at my collection and I was like, what do I enjoy reading? What do I want to keep? What will I keep rereading? What do I enjoy collecting? Things like that. So I basically decided that unless it is a custom bind or normal, like Hellboy, Sandman, House of Secrets, House of Mystery, Hellblazer, like those types of books. So if it's not horror or paranormal-ish or something along those lines, I was gonna part ways with it and move on. And that was just gonna be my collection going forward. Is all my hero stuff will be done in custom binds, and then all my other stuff will be done. It'll be either horror or something along those lines. The only exceptions that I've made so far, because I was telling Mike, I go, well, I told myself I wasn't gonna. He goes, you're the one that makes the rules, and I'm like, true. Is Star Wars. I do love that Star Wars Omni so very much. So I just actually re-got it, so I am gonna keep that one. And so far I can't part ways with Big Damn Sin City. I gotta keep that one on my shelf as well.
I mean, just for self-defense, even.
And then Madman. I can't. I'm chalking Madman up to paranormal-ish. Like that's my excuse for Madman.
Yeah, sure.
And then I hate Fairyland. I can't get rid of those either, but we'll say those are paranormal-ish. It's a fan. I don't know. I have nothing. I just like fucking. I hate Fairyland.
I mean,
but so basically, though, if it's so if it doesn't fit one of those categories, I got rid of it. So I got rid of a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know, like a bunch of like trade paperbacks that were out of print that I had that I was never gonna ever look at again.
Wow.
Yeah, I just got rid of a lot. I had to clear shelf space, man. I was like, I'm getting all these fucking Spider-Mans in, like
stashing these trade paperbacks.
Yeah, I didn't even realize they were out of print. I started to look up values just like see if I had any hidden gems, and sure enough, and I was like,
yeah.
Like for instance, today I just sold off like the Lemire trade paperbacks for Moon Knight.
There you go.
I didn't know those fuckers were out of print. I was gonna sell them for like $20, and then I saw like they go for like 80, you know.
Jesus.
I was like, oh,
wow.
All right, well, I sold them for a little less than that, but I was nice.
Well, that's good.
Yo, Eric, what is up? How much of a hole in your pocket did that Spider-Man custom?
Yeah, I
don't want to say
whole is spent. It's spelt like, you know, the whole thing, right? So, I mean, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
it wasn't your whole pocket. Your whole pocket.
Let me put it this way: it was way less than what you would expect, but enough to where I needed a payment plan.
There you go.
We'll just leave it at that.
0% interest rate.
Yeah, there you go. But it was definitely way less than what you would ever expect to pay for something like that. I guarantee you it was probably a third of what you would expect to pay for something like that.
Original issues probably as well. Like
most are original. There are a few trades that are in there, like Spider-Man 300, for instance. He used a trade for that. So like first appearance of Hobgoblin, that was like a trade. So like, but all the other issues are all, those are all floppies. They're all bound with floppies. So yeah, I don't want to, it breaks my heart when I think about how much money it is. But then once I see like my shelves just fill up, and that's why another reason why I was like selling stuff too, because I was like, well, this will help pay for the purchase. So anyone else pumped for Paper Girls getting a green light? I actually really liked Paper Girls a lot.
I'm really excited. I saw the third deluxe is coming out soon. Can't wait for that.
I read all of those digitally, and it was a series that everybody kept telling me to read, and I was like, oh, I'll get around to it. And it was still ongoing when I think there's like 3 or 4 issues to go from like where I was, and I read the whole thing. That was great. That was a really fun series. Yeah. I really, really, really enjoyed that.
I'm very excited.
Big fan of that one.
I mean, it's going to be sort of Stranger Things-esque, but different enough for sure.
Is it just me, or did Stranger Things fall off after season 1? Like, don't get me wrong. I enjoy every season. I'm not knocking it. I enjoy them all, but none of them have the magic that season 1 had.
It's tough, man. It's tough to recapture that because you've already exposed that universe.
Yeah. What's that one horror show that came out like a year ago on Netflix? House on Haunted Hill, or no, that's a movie. Haunting a Hill House.
Fantastic.
Fuck, that's such a good show. I heard they were making a second season to that show, or a prequel or something to that show. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, I hope I really want to see it, but at the same time, I hope it's not like a Stranger Things thing where it's kind of like they don't capture that same magic, because that show came out of nowhere and knocked my socks off.
So good.
I realized that I only read half of Fables years ago, up to issue 75, so I'm finally finishing that series. Forgot how good it was. Nice. I've read a okay amount in the beginning, and then I haven't read anything since. So that's another series that I would like to read.
One quick question while I remembered, I want to throw out to the folks out there. So Fables is a series that definitely deserves, like, you know, they're doing these Vertigo compendiums now. So I mean, Fables definitely deserves that because it's a long-running series. But I guess I wonder, like, has anyone seen that there's a Starman one coming out, and are you guys gonna pick it up and hope that we see a volume 2? Because
Yeah, what the fuck? And like the thing is about that too, I was showing Mike, I go, did you see this? Like, so the Penguin House has on their thing that DC is going to be releasing a Starman, James Robinson Starman compendium. Uh, uh and it was like 1,500 pages.
Yeah.
But I did the math based off of the official smaller omnibuses that were released years ago. And based off the math, there would have to be 2 volumes. But if the first one is 1,500 pages, that would mean the second one would only be around 800 pages. So I was like, well, why would you like that would just be weird. Why are you gonna have one that's like this thick and then one that's like this thick? You know what I mean? Like that doesn't I don't understand what the hell they're doing. So unless that listing was wrong, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And not only that, but a 1,500 page trade paperback, that's not gonna work well.
Unless I don't know what they're thinking, man.
Did they learn nothing from like Witchblade and fucking Darkness?
Canceled.
Like, come on.
It's gonna get canceled. It doesn't even matter.
And again, well, how thick were those Invincible compendiums? Those were pretty thick.
They were like 40 issues each. So
was it 1,500 pages?
No,
because that's huge. That's like Masters of the Universe omni size. That's like Fourth World omni size. Like that's huge.
Invincible ones were the Walking Dead ones were but it's all. Let's see.
I mean, granted, they're probably gonna use thinner paper, but still,
it is 1,000 pages. Those Invincible.
Okay, well, these ones are 500 pages more than Invincible.
So
this is 1.5 Invincibles, according to this post, which is mind-boggling to me.
It'll probably be canceled though.
Yeah, probably. They cancel everything, fucking Starman. So why not? Amazing Hellstorm. Yes. Amazing Asian, Mr. Mike here. He is actually buying my Hellstorm Omni, custom Omni. I've read it. I was like, I could probably part with it, even though it does fit the whole custom and paranormal horror. I was like, I probably won't reread it though, so I'm gonna give it to a good home. So he's actually buying that one from me.
There you go.
And man, I'm currently reading the Stern Spider-Man Omni. That is a great Omni. It finally got to about 3 issues in with Hobgoblin. The book took a while to get going, so I hope it finishes strong. Yes, if I remember correctly, the very beginning, because they did it by Stern, like the authored stories. So like the first handful of books or dozen books or whatever, just sort of like one-off sort of Spider-Man stuff that he did before they actually put him on like the actual ASM title as like a full run. But yeah, man, that's a great omnibus. All the collect Sims I'm getting, so I'm excited about that too, because Roger Stern stuff was really good. Not just the graphic part of it, I thought the show was a lot more interesting because the boys don't have superpowers. It's also true. And I do like the Simon Pegg that they got him to play Huey's dad, because Simon Pegg was technically Huey in the books. So I like that. Although there are tons of references, the stuff that happens in Spectacular Spider-Man and the Stern Omni, there are not in the Spectacular Marvel Masterworks. Hopefully we get Spectacular Spider-Man Epic collections to fill in those gaps. Marvel seems to do a pretty good job of filling in stuff with the epics. Their order of release seems to be rather odd, but they do a good job of filling stuff in, so I'd say it's definitely possible.
Order of release is very schizophrenic.
Yes, it is very much so. Which Jane came out to play today.
Yeah.
JT, I ordered Ant-Man Epic 1, Daredevil Epic 1, X-Men Epic 2. Awesome, man. You got some epics. That's dope. Gal from that show, that really made the show interesting. JT, should I do an end of summer collection? I'm assuming you mean a collection video. Yes, go for it, my man. Go for it. Let us know. We'll help share it. Oh, my bad. I thought Mike completed. No, he's got one more episode. One more episode to go.
Saw Dr. Manhattan's dick. I'm good.
Oh, you do this new Dr. Manhattan's dick though.
I've seen the new one, man. I've seen the new one.
The old one to shame. He upgraded.
Oh yeah.
Doc Manhattan's like, oh shit, I'm upgrading.
They're like, why'd you stop being Blue? He's like, you joking? Come on.
Anyone else read Doom Patrol by Byrne? 3/4 of the book, and I got bored with it. I haven't read it, but I have heard that from a lot of people.
I have read it. Yeah, that's what I felt too. It's just super generic, in my opinion, which is sad to say.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like superhero book. It's just, I mean, it's just not very Doom Patrol-y, you know.
Well, fucking Morrison's Doom Patrol. That's
Oh,
a
it's
whole
a
other
far
thing.
cry from that. Yeah, that's John Byrne did not follow the same.
Well, John Byrne probably did like the same type of Doom Patrol that happened like back in like in the 60s and stuff. Like the Silver Age Doom Patrol.
Mind-altering substances involved.
Watchmen is my favorite comic of all time. I've read and reread it a zillion times. A zillion, that's a lot, my friend.
Okay.
And man, my uncle bought all the Doom Patrol Omnis and we'll read them soon. That will be a series I will look at way down the line, since for whatever reason it does not interest me. It didn't really interest me. Morrison's did. I enjoyed Morrison's.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. It's the only one that interests me.
That's all you need. Gerard Ways is pretty good too.
You cut out there. All I heard was Gerard, and then you cut out.
Gerard Way's Doom Patrol run is pretty good too. Very recent. Good time.
I could see him doing some Morrison-esque type things.
Yeah, it's cool.
Doom Patrol is like DC's X-Men. No, which came first, X-Men or Doom Patrol? I don't know if I would call them X-Men. Doom Patrol is more like, I don't even know. Marvel.
I mean, at the time, it was like supposed to be the world's strangest superhero team, right? Which
Marvel's Ecstatics, like the All Red run of Ecstatics before they became X Factor or whatever it was that they turned into.
They're not mutants at the end of the day. They're just like people.
Well, no. I'm not comparing them to mutants. I'm just saying like they're kind of some like one-off zany characters, which is very similar to what Ecstatics was. So I guess if I were to compare them, I would say they're similar to Ecstatics, but without the humor.
Yeah.
Milligan wrote Ecstatics to be very humorous and fun, and serious and depressing, all wrapped into one.
Yeah, there you go. I do think Doom Patrol came first, but they were like a month apart, where it's like, how could they have copied them that fast? You know, I think people were roommates back then too. It's all it's all big one big brain fund.
Just curious, what are you guys currently reading? Hopefully you heard us earlier. Let us know if you didn't. I think we kind of touched base on that. Hopefully you were on when we repeating it. I've been buying Byrne Omnis lately. There's nothing wrong with that, man. I love John Byrne. Huh?
Edman just said his uncle. Oh, he bought all the. Yeah, he bought all the Doom. Oh no, never mind.
Yeah, Star Troopers has been buying Byrne Omnis lately, and I'm like, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Not at all. Not at all. John Byrne's got some great stuff. His She-Hulk's awesome. His Doom Patrol's okay.
Majority of my shelter in place purchases were based on our guys' videos. Oh, your guys' videos. I was like, well, our guys. Oh. I get you. Well, that was probably Mike. I didn't really do shit. So that was all Mike. So there you go, Mike. He bought a lot of his purchases based on your recommendations.
I got to reach out to DC and probably just DC and Image.
No, probably just DC. Yeah. Ooh, that wouldn't be bad.
Hey, Jeff, listen, I've talked about Gideon Falls like every other video. So,
oh, sir, that's a great book. Ice Cream Man. Let's get that going. JT, what about my ASM dust jacket? Were you making a dust jacket for JT?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh shit, JT.
Email us. The hardcover comic at gmail.com.
You probably did. You just didn't read it.
No, that's wrong. I'll have to check.
All right, JT. If Mike's supposed to be designing you a dust jacket, you better email him.
Yeah. Hold me accountable.
What do you tell your printer when you want DJs printed? What specification, size, and paper do you does it require a special kind of printer? Okay, so I go through Houchen, and when you tell Houchen you want a dust jacket printed, they already know because they print like legit official like dust jackets. It's like that glossy, thick paper like you would find on a normal everyday dust jacket. So Houchen already knows all that. What I do is I take measurements of the books. I send them off to Mike. I'm like, hey, these are the measurements of my books. Mike goes in and does his magic in Photoshop and everything else. And when he saves the file down, and correct me if I'm wrong, but he saves the file down to those size specifications based on my book. So when I send the file off to Haushin, I just say print to size. And then they pull it up and print it out. As far as needing a special printer, yes. And I mean, I've seen people print like paper DJs and then put like a broad art cover on them to try to make them last a little bit longer and look a little bit nicer. But if you want like an actual like official paper like DJ, then yes, you do need like this like special printer and stuff. So I just go through Haushin. And you're in the US, man. I would just go through Haushin. It's $15 to print a dust jacket. And for me, they charge $7 shipping, but I also live like an hour away from them. I think they charge a little bit more if you live like in another state, but shipping's not that bad. And you could order like 10 of them at once and the shipping doesn't go up. So that's nice.
Right, yeah. And then if you go into any printer, just bring like a dust jacket with you and be like, this is what I want. And they'll be like, okay, well, here's the paper you need. Because like I've only ever used Staples, and I don't recommend anyone use Staples. So in terms of like paper type, just literally bring a dust jacket to them and be like, this is what I want it to be like. And they'll say, okay.
And then they're going to say that's copyright. I can't print that for you. And you're going to say,
no. And then you tell them, no, dumbass, I don't want you to print this. I want this paper quality. And they'll say, that's still copyright.
Yeah, they're going to say, what you want me to print is copyrighted. I cannot do that. And you're going to be like, son of a bitch. I'm not making multiple copies. It's one book. I think you can print it without getting in trouble with the law. No, sir. We are Staples.
Exactly. And you say, well, I'm rioting then.
I'm rioting then.
And you take your frustrations out.
I'm Staples Karen. Dust jacket Karen.
Jacket Karen. DJ K with the THC on the YT.
I am also reading Alpha Flight Burn Omni. Ooh. I just read 11 issues and 12 before I caught you. The series gets hate, but I've been enjoying it so far.
Nice.
You had that Omni at one point. Did you get rid of it?
I did, yeah. I definitely got rid of it. It's a good book. I mean, just not something I'll ever reread.
Yep.
Not at all.
I'm about to break open House of X.
Ooh. I hope you got Powers of X too.
Yeah, they bounce back and forth. Doom Patrol came a little before X-Men, I believe. I've only seen Doom Patrol in JLA Year One, which is also a great book. Zach's interview is a great interview. You should absolutely watch it if interested in the Snyder Cut. He said it would be IMAX. No shit.
4:3 ratio, though. Interesting.
That's interesting.
But don't take it too far. Don't take it too far, Zack Snyder. Don't take your style too far, damn it.
That's old school.
Yeah.
It also says it's gonna be like 4 hours long. So
cool.
Hopefully Marvel will release epic collections of post-burn Alpha Flight. Oh, that could be cool.
Yeah.
I also bought the Burn FF Omni. That's a good one. That's fun stuff.
Yeah.
Who do you think is the best talent in comics right now? DC, Marvel, someone else? I'm gonna have to say, so you can't really choose creator owned. I don't think because that's kind of like an unfair advantage. So taking out creator owned, who has the best talent? I'm gonna have to say DC.
Yeah, and it's also kind of tricky because it comes down to like a volume thing too. Like DC has so many more creators than someone like Boom, but like Boom has Boom has people like Matt Kint, Simon Spurrier, Jeff, like all sorts of people will work for Boom Studios doing mini series. But yeah, I mean DC.
But Simon also works for DC.
That's right. That's right. His Hellblazer is fantastic. I'm gonna go with DC. I mean, there's a reason I enjoy it more. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I tried reading
Joe Hill.
That's right. That's right. I mean, Grant Morrison's over there. Yeah. It is what it is.
It's a no-brainer right now. It's DC.
Yeah. I mean, I tried reading Empire, and if that's what Marvel's pushing out, I'm just kidding. It wasn't that bad.
Well, we're gonna have a special guest hopefully next time we do a live show. He's one of our old podcast buddies. He's gonna try to sell us on Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be interesting. He used to try to sell us on books on our old podcast, and it was always a really fun time because we would just make fun of him the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, he was trying to sell us on carnies.
That's right. That's right.
Period. So I'm looking forward to having him on and having a good time. But
yeah,
Mike, you are alive. I always wanted to ask, did you one time mention you studying psychology or something? How do you like that?
If I said that, I apologize. I've never studied
I was like, is there something about you I don't know?
No.
I mean, there's a lot of things about you I probably don't know, but I wasn't aware of this.
No, I enjoy psychology. Like, I like listening to psychologists break things down because it's just a different perspective. I don't know if I buy into a lot of it, but I am interested in it. I've never studied it though. I can't become that person.
Yeah, no, I studied it a lot, and I thoroughly loved it. I used to not give a shit about school at all, unless it was psychology. And I took every psychology course I could. I took psychology, diff psychology, sociology. Like I took all that stuff because it was the only thing in school that interested me whatsoever. Criminal psychology, I did it all. I thoroughly enjoyed psychology a lot. I really like studying the brain and what makes people tick.
Yeah.
At one point, I wanted to be a psychologist, and then I realized how much schooling that would take, and I said, "Fuck that."
That's a lot.
So instead, I do YouTube.
I'm a YouTube psychologist. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I charge half as much.
But yeah, so no, it's if it's something you're interested in, though, I do recommend it. It was a lot of fun. Definitely learning how the brain works and all the different parts of the brain and things like that, and what kind of makes people tick. It was fun. It's interesting for sure.
Yeah, definitely interesting. Yeah.
I've read a few issues of the FF Byrne Omnis, the ones that tie into either X-Men or Spider-Man. Come on, click. I just started Morrison's Animal Man per Mike's review. Wow, wish the art was better, but it is 30 years old. Truog's art is epic. Okay,
I love it.
I love it, and Brian Boland's covers are to die for. Yeah, no, Mike is actually the one that got me to read Animal Man. Probably what, 5 years ago at this point?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, about 5 years ago at this point. And I read Animal Man, and it completely blew me away. I had no interest in it whatsoever. I thought it sounded dumb, and Mike was even trying to sell me on it. I'm like, okay, but then I read it, and I was completely like, mind just fucking blown.
Yeah, and so you can't tell anyone how amazing it is without ruining it. So you're like, yeah, he like pulls animal powers from nearby things. And like, okay, yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah. Okay, weirdo. And then I was looking at my shelves lately, and I was like, how do I feel like reading? And I saw Animal Man sitting on my shelf. I was like, God, it's been like 5 years since I've read this. And I was like, I'm always telling people how amazing it is. I was like, I'll reread it. I flew through, like, I'm probably about halfway through right now, and I flew through those like 13, 14 issues very quickly.
So good.
It's so good. Honestly, that is a book that I think I'm gonna make like a yearly read. I think I'm actually gonna add that to like, I'm gonna create like a list that like Sandman, and so far Sandman and Animal Man are gonna be like books that are like yearly reads for me.
Yeah.
And God damn, Sandman is so good. So like I love Sandman, but Animal Man too. Animal Man is so fucking good. I love it.
Yeah. Just so grateful those books exist. I mean, I can see how, you know, Truog's art may not be the best, but by the time you're done with it, it's like I can't imagine anyone else having drawn this. Like the only thing, you're just like, yeah, Truog was the perfect choice. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So good.
Yep. No, I love that art in there. I think it looks really good. It works really well. I actually just finished up issue 13 earlier today, and so it's like the one with like where the aliens come down and like reprogram. And I'm like, God,
Did you
such a fucking
so
book.
you already read the Mirror Master issue?
Oh, that's one of the greatest issues. I love the Mirror Master issue.
Try to sell someone on that, huh? Oh, Animal Man and Mirror Master in the same issue.
But the great thing is, it's actually one of the best issues.
So
Morrison took a B-list character, a B-list villain like fucking Mirror Master, and made him an ultimate badass in that issue. Like, he does so much cool shit, and I'm like, I didn't know Mirror Master was so cool.
Yeah. That's a great one. There's also the one with that coyote. I don't want to spoil.
Yeah, no, I'm on like with the part where they just took on like Ahmed, whatever his name was, the man that cannot die.
That's right. Yeah.
They just took on that. And I love how like the aliens were like, nope, and it just fucking like unravels and like just goes back to like a sketch, and I'm like, oh, that's fucking so meta. I love it. Black Magic also came back. That is awesome. I love Black Magic.
Finally.
Greg Rucka, Nicholas Scott, such a good book.
Have you watched The Old Guard, right?
Not yet, no.
Not yet, okay.
I will during the next 2 weeks when I'm off, but no, I haven't watched it yet.
I got you on one of them. I got you on one comic related.
How are you caught up on Doom Patrol?
No, it's like the hardest thing to find in Canada because DC Universe is unavailable here.
What about HBO Max?
Yeah, I could probably get that.
Because they're getting rid of DC Universe, apparently. Like, DC Universe is slowly going away. Like, they've already announced that like all of the shows are no longer going to be put on DC Universe. They're all going to HBO Max. See, that's what worries me because I use it for the comics. So I don't know what they're going to do for the comic side yet, but that does worry me.
All right, well, HBO's getting my money.
I never finished the Burn FF back in the day, so I'm starting over. Volume 2 is pricey. Just keep searching, man. Sometimes you'll get lucky sooner or later. I also picked up Captain America Epic 1, Captain America Epic 2, and Avengers Epic 2. Lots of epics, my friend. Spine Out Club. Woo! Me and Gotham. We're the only ones.
Gang.
Sandman. Yes. Speaking of Sandman, well, we'll get back to that. Where do you guys print your dust jackets? I already kind of touched base on that. I do Hausch and Hita Staples.
Not anymore. Not
anymore. Who do you use now? Anybody?
Nobody. I haven't used anyone yet.
He doesn't print dust jackets.
I actually just draw on a blank piece of paper, and that's my dust jacket.
Spine in all the way. Fuck that. Oh, spine out. Oh, spine out for Harambe.
That's fine. For Harambe's okay.
I'm with Mike. I keep my spines in.
It's an even race.
Can't wait for the Preacher Omnibus. Exciting. I was debating that because the absolutes are getting more and more expensive for those. I think volume 1's getting harder to find, and I'd prefer the absolutes. But since the omnibus was coming out, I was like, it'll only be 2 omnibuses because the first omnibus covers basically all of Absolute 1 and half of Absolute 2. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just do that. I was actually debating it, right? Mm-hmm. But then I saw the official like release of it, and it's such a boring design. I almost want to boycott it for that reason. Wow. I'm like, they could have done something so epic. There's so many Glenn Fabry covers that they could have done something amazing. And whoever designed this is just, it fell flat for me. And so I was like, I almost want to boycott it just for that.
They're not doing the leather bound Omni.
Nah, man. It's and they're doing the DC Black label instead of Vertigo on it, like they did with Hellblazer. Makes me mad. People have been crapping on the Burn Spider-Man Omni, but I liked it a lot. That's actually where my customs are going to end, is right before the Burn Spider-Man takes place. Because Burn Spider-Man takes place with volume 2 of ASM, and that's right where my binds are going to end. So, are y'all reading Tynan's current Batman run? Yes, sort of. I was, but I think I'm like 1 or 2 issues behind right now.
I am not. I don't know what's happening in the Joker War. I have no idea. I'm sorry. My shop's barely even getting DC comics.
Come on, click, you son of a bitch. Sorry. Cursing again. Wasn't Mike Allred planning to come out with Madman Omnis this year? No, what happened to that? Okay, so they weren't Madman Omnis, because that's basically what Gargantua and Atomica are basically Omnis. what he was going to do is he was going to be releasing a he's going to call it the Snap City Library Edition. And it was going to be basically everything from the Snap City universe. So like Madman, It Girl, the Atomics, like all that stuff. And it was all going to be like in thinner, oversized hardcovers. And it was going to be kind of like a box set sort of thing. And he had been designing it a few years ago. I've reached out to him semi lately and asked him if that's still coming. It sounds like it is. Like it's just getting pushed back. Now COVID's probably getting pushed back even more. But that is something that is still supposed to be getting released. Is the Snap City Library editions. So looking forward to that. Most people I have seen love the Stern Omni. I felt bad since I thought it was okay for the majority, but it has picked up since Hobgoblin appeared.
There you go.
Ooh, I just got Injustice and Blackest Night Omnibus since their price dropped on Amazon. Their price dropped on Amazon?
Uh-oh.
Son of a bitch. Well, I don't need Blackest Night, but Injustice I've been like wanting for a while.
You wanted Injustice for a while, Matt? Is that what you're saying?
Injustice for a while. Does Injustice
live
fit
on YouTube?
Does Injustice fit with my theme of what I'm collecting?
I mean, Swamp Thing's in there, Constantine's in there, you know.
Yeah, there you go. Boom. Oh, it did drop a little bit. It's down to there's only 7 in stock. It drops to $75, which I think IST would have it for 72. So it's basically the same price as IST.
Okay.
But that's not bad, especially if you have like a gift card or some shit. Like that's not bad. Oh yes, Whole. My bad, because you said Whole.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on Silver Surfer Omni. Should be here soon. I've already read that series a few times. Oh, that's good. As long as you've read it, then because I don't know.
You're discouraging people from getting it pretty much.
I wasn't discouraging people. I just thought it was kind of a mess storyline. But then again, though, too, I'm not a big cosmic person though, so I'd be a horrible person to ask to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Matt being fiscally conscientious, I approve. Thank you, sir.
So my wife over here.
Y'all excited for Black Magic to return? Hell yes.
Oh yeah.
Love Black Magic. Such a good book. The problem is that because it goes so far and few like in between issues, I'm a trade waiter when it comes to that one. Just because I don't want to read an issue and then forget about it for 6 months, and I can't do that. But no, I'm very excited they are continuing it though. I got Paper Girls number 30 signed by BKV and Cliff, along with my Y Absolutes. That's wow. They were both so good in person. That's awesome. I like hearing that stuff.
I'm happy to hear that. Yeah.
I did not get into Paper Girls. Any word on Saga?
What about Saga? Biggest heartbreak. Dude, 52 issues or 54 issues. Massive cliffhanger.
52. Maybe it is 54. I thought it was 52, but maybe
massive cliffhanger. Oh, we're gonna do another 52. All right. It's been a couple years. I don't think it's gonna happen. It's over.
Robin, can't wait for the Invincible show. Yeah, they announced casting for Invincible. Right. That was kind of interesting. Yeah. Fucking Seth Rogen is Alan the Alien. Did you hear that?
I can see it. I'm all for it.
Really? You can see Seth Rogen as Alan the Alien?
Sure, why not?
Am I the only one that when I read Invincible, to me, Alan the Alien was The Rock?
No, not for me personally. That would have been a good choice too, though. That would have been a good choice too. Me,
Alan the Alien was always The Rock. Steven, is it Yoon? I hope I'm saying his name right. I think he's gonna play Mark Grayson, Invincible. I can't remember who all the cast was now, but they got some killer cast in this. Yeah. Like I'm very excited about who they got to do the voices. I just don't know about Seth Rogen though. That one just throws me for a loop-de-loop. But that's all I'm gonna hear is her. That's all I'm fucking hear now.
That's what Alan was, man. That's who Alan is. It's a big goofball.
He was like the fucking giant, like badass. Who was not Battle Cat? That's Motu. Battle Lion. What the hell is his name?
Battle Beast.
Battle Beast. Who was doing Battle Beast?
I don't know. Did they cast Battle Beast already? I feel like he takes a while to show
they've
up.
cast everybody. Hang on, let me pull it up real quick because they've cast everybody. I was like really kind of blown away by everything that they selected. I was like, wow, this is gonna be a really good. And then I saw Seth Rogen last, and I went, well, that's weird. I go to search like Invincible cast, and it pulls up fucking Invincible with Mark Wahlberg, and
Mark
I'm like,
Wahlberg, yeah.
Yeah, people are saying it's just the majority of the Walking Dead cast.
Mark Hamill is Art Rosenbaum.
What do we got here? Yeah, Steven Yeun is Mark. Lauren, that doesn't say who they're going to play. Damn it, hang on. I'm trying to find an article that actually shows like who the cast is. It is a lot of Walking Dead people, which I mean they already have a rapport with Kirkman, so I mean why not? Okay, so it's only gonna be 8 episodes according to this. Oh yeah, J.K. Simmons is fucking Omni-Man. Mark's dad. Oh, that's exciting.
Wow.
Sandra Oh, but it doesn't say who she's gonna play. Seth Rogen, but Mark Hamill. Mark fucking Hamill's doing the voice.
Mark Hamill's playing the dude who creates the outfit for him. That's what I'm seeing here.
Oh, that's whack. It's still Mark Hamill though.
I know.
Walton Goggins, the Zazie Beetz.
Yeah.
Doesn't say what their characters' names are though.
There's no Battle Beast.
Jason, I swear there's a Battle Beast, dude. No, I promise. Kari Payton. Yeah, that's Black Samson. Zachary Quinto is playing Robot.
Whatever.
I wonder if it's Kevin Michael Richardson that's doing Battle Beast. Because Kevin Michael Richardson's like a really well-known voice actor for doing like big sort of like, I think he did Kilowog and Green Lantern and shit.
Oh, okay.
So I wonder if he's doing Battle Beast. Invincible.
You say so, man.
Battle Beast voice actor. I'm telling you, it's been cast.
Okay.
Or maybe he was Thrag. I can't remember now.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Anyways, if somebody can find it and let me know, that'd be great. Sandra Oh is playing Mark Grayson's mom. Doc Seismic, Walton Goggins is Cecil Stedman. Gray Griffin is Shrinking Ray and Amanda the Monster Girl. Mark Hamill is Art. Jillian Jacobs is Adam Eve. Jason Mantzoukas, the guy I always recognize him from The League. He's Rafi from The League. He's doing Rexplode.
Okay, cool.
Kevin Michael Richardson is Mauler 1, Mauler 2, and Monster Girl. Seth Rogen is Alan the Alien. Damn it, they're not saying who I swear Battle Beast has been cast.
Man. It's 8 episodes. Dude, if they get to Battle Beast in 8 episodes, that show's doomed. Because there's no way you can get through that much story in 8 episodes.
I swear I heard something about Battle Beast. Maybe I'm making it up. I think Haunting a Blind Manor is another part in the anthology, not a sequel or a prequel. I could be wrong, though. Is that out? I'm going to have to look that up if that's the case.
I hope so.
I tried listening to the Haunting at Hill House audiobook, but it was a bit boring. Oh, that sucks. You're right. Different cast and everything. Man, why does DC do everything wrong? Release a Starman Omni already. That's the thing. It was announced and then canceled later on. They've already announced it and then canceled the damn thing. I'm picking up that compendium. I like them thick, real thick and juicy. I'll buy a Starman Omni, but not a compendium. Can we petition DC? Let's get a change.org petition going on.
Yeah.
Doesn't Mike Grail's Green Arrow Omnibus have a similar page disparity?
It's possible.
I don't know. I guess I never did the math on that one.
Yeah.
I think they're going to milk it and eventually come out with hardcover Omnis. Well, they were out once, so they just won't reprint them. Did the DMZ compendium ever come out? I have not seen any reviews, and there are no reviews that I've seen. I believe that is the first DC Vertigo compendium. I don't know. Do you know anything about that one, Mike?
I do not. Let's see. Yeah, it has come out. It is available.
It is available.
Yeah, it's available. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't see any reviews or anything though. That's only, I mean, it's only 840 pages, so that's reasonable.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Is the
Do they
Burn
send
Superman still canceled? The Omni's canceled. They are really releasing it in standard sized hardcovers. The first one drops next month, and then the one after that, the second volume, I think, drops in like January. With Fables, I don't understand why DC canceled the Absolute and decided to do a compendium instead. I would buy the Absolute in a heartbeat instead of a softcover. My reasoning on that is I think because in order for Fables to do Absolutes, it would have to be like Sandman, where there's like 5 or 6 volumes to cover it all. And I don't think Fables has the cult following that Sandman has. And I think due to the price to construct an Absolute, I think is just too cost prohibitive. Like I think they'd probably end up putting like 1 or 2 volumes, and then that would be it. You wouldn't get the rest.
Well, I mean,
because Fables like what 120 something issues,
150, I think.
Yeah, it was quite a few.
That'd be like 7 Absolutes probably.
Yeah, because Sandman was 75 issues, and that's just Sandman itself, and that ran 4 Absolutes. Then you got Volume 5, which is like the extras. Then Absolute. I mean, you're looking at probably like a Sandman collection, but Sandman has a huge cult following.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas Fable doesn't have that big of a following.
It's true.
So I understand why they went that route. Being fans of Fables, I can also see why people would be upset that they went that route, but I can see why money-wise that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yo guys, Mike, I saw your recommendation on Luther Strode. Will the complete series of that ever get reprinted?
I don't know. If there's a TV show or a movie or something, maybe. But you know, since it's creator owned, I don't know. It's tough.
I don't think it will.
I don't think so.
Yeah. When did you recommend that one? Is that like in one of your like top 5 image titles or something?
Yeah, at some point, probably. I forget. You know.
Yeah. I did an overview of that one 3 years ago, 4 years ago. It was like when it first came out, I did an overview of it.
It might have been part of my favorite like Image Deluxe.
That was a really good book. It's the only time I enjoyed Tradmore's art.
Great time.
Gotham, I wish they put out the first 12 issues of Hellstorm and OHC just to finish that run.
Yeah.
Yep, that's why I custom bind them, and that's why Mike is buying them. Mike Amazing Asian is buying them. I have Man of Steel hardcover on pre-order. I hope it's oversized. I don't believe it is. I'm pretty sure it's just standard hardcover. Robert, my rule for buying comics is I only buy from my 4 favorite writers: Brubaker, Lemire, Rucka, Azzarello, and then of course Hellblazer. Nice, man. I like you keep good company.
Yeah, yeah.
The only Damon Hellstrom that I have read was when he was a member of the Defenders. Those issues were pretty good. Yeah, the stuff that like Ellis did and like the Hellstorm Max, those were fun. It's nothing that I don't know if I'd ever reread, but they were fun. Like I did enjoy them. Does anyone have the Before Watchmen omnibus?
Not I.
No.
I would like to get it now though.
Ooh, great comparison to Ecstatics. Why? Thank you.
There you go.
Come on, click over. I think I'm gonna buy all. Yes, I think I'm gonna buy all the Ice Cream Man trades digitally. It's on sale on Comixology right now. Oh shit, really? I might just buy them just to reread them whenever the hell I want. Do you think they'll ever put out a deluxe? I hope so. Mike actually has a dream bind that he wants to do with Ice Cream Man.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't put out a deluxe, I'm just gonna make my own Absolute because it's
Absolute. Did you hear that? He's gonna make his own Absolute.
Yes,
of an Image title.
Right. DRM free, baby.
Yes, he's gonna print and do his own. I almost want him to do it just so I can be like, oh.
Hey, you've got it all prepped and ready, so I just gotta print it and be like, yes, sir. That's right. I mean, because it deserves it. If they don't make it deluxe, I mean, I feel bad for the Maxwell Prince and Martin Morazzo because clearly they're just not getting recognized as much. Go buy it. Go buy it on Comixology.
It's a fucking sleeper of a book.
Good. So good.
They did release a hardcover of the first 4 issues. It was a Comic-Con exclusive. And I saw one on eBay recently, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy that." Until I realized it was only 4 issues, and then I was like, "Well, if it's not like that much money, I'll buy it." It went for over $100, and I was like, "I'm not spending $100 for 4 issues."
That's
I love that series, but I'll bind my own. That's not worth it to me.
Yeah.
Ennis, Morrison, John Snyder, Ezra. That's another good company to keep, my man. Ice Cream Man will see a nice collection at some point. I hope so, because that is seriously one of the greatest titles to come out like on the indie circuit in probably the last 5 years.
Easily. We all hope,
if not ever. I hope so. Me too. Are they going to print Volume 1 X-Men Kirby Omnibus? That's definitely an Omar question. But from what I've seen from his streams, I don't think anything's been released. I don't think he's mentioned anything about an official old school X-Men reprint. To be honest with you, for those that have actually read that title, I don't know if many people would even want to buy it. Yes, it is whale status now, and people want to have it just to say, "Look at me," because it's sort of like a baller Omni. I mean, that thing sells for $400 or $500 easily. I bought it at one point. I got it for $50. Needless to say, I parted ways with that one.
That is a brutal read.
But yeah, the read was no, it's not good. Story wise, it's not good. That Alpha Flight Omni goes for crazy prices. Does it really? I knew it was at a print, but I thought it still like around the $100 mark.
There you go.
What does a dust jacket go for? I picked up a Sweet Tooth hardcover Volume 1, but no dust jacket. Mike, would you like to take that one?
Well, I charge $10 for the design. You got to print it yourself, though, and that just depends on what printer you go to. I mean, I guess it averages like $25. Everything's said and done.
About that, yeah, maybe a little bit more for shipping and but that's why if you try to get if you go to like Houchen, for instance, print like multiple DJs at once, and it's cheaper that way. 100 Bullets is Azrael's masterpiece, and his Moonshine and Image right now is dope. I haven't read Moonshine. 100 Bullets was good though. Have you read any independent comics like Fantagraphics? Any recommendations? I know Mike was a huge fan of Humanoids. I recently, it's actually really good stuff. I like it a lot, actually. I don't know about Fantagraphics. I can't think of anything I would have read by them.
I don't really. I don't think I've read much Fantagraphics at all, if any, honestly. But I hear good things. There was a book that came out a couple years ago that won an Eisner, I think. Let me see what that was called. Maybe not. Anyway.
What was Bone printed under? Scholastic or something?
Yeah. Bone's pretty good, though.
I asked why I finally got my son, because I bought my son those 9 trade paperbacks that I got for like $9 or whatever. I was like, here, read this. Like, get into something. He came up to me the other day, goes, "Dad, I read like the first 4 chapters or whatever he called it of Bone." And I said, "Oh, what'd you think?" And he goes, "It's actually a really good book." And I was like, good. Finish reading it. Then I want to read it.
ABC Comics was a pretty good when it was independently owned, I guess, until DC bought them.
Yeah, it's like DC took that one over.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry.
David, what is up, my glip glops?
Hey, David.
Wonder when you were gonna show up, David. And man, it's funny. I heard most everyone make fun of Alpha Flight when it first came out. Now people that don't have it want it. That is strictly for status.
Yeah,
you know damn good well they're not gonna read it, which is sad, but it's true. It's for status. It's like
great song.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
They want to be like, look at my baller collection of out of print books that I'm never gonna touch.
Yeah.
I was like that at one point in time. We've discussed this on past live shows. I'll let it go. I'm not gonna get into it again. But you know what I think is really funny about that is fucking X-Force, man. X-Force used to sell for like what, $300, $250, $300 easily all day long. People are now selling sealed X-Forces on like the Facebook groups and shit for like $55.
Sure.
This is crazy to me.
The market is just so strange.
Yep. I enjoyed AF back in the day. What's AF?
Amazing Fantasy?
I don't know, maybe.
Couldn't be.
I just love the dialogue and plot. The slang in the book is just like where I'm from, which is cool. I'm assuming you're referring to Moonshine or maybe 100 Bullets. I'm not sure which. I would love Marvel to reprint the 2 Silver Age X-Men Omnis, but I have a feeling we won't see those reprinted for a while. I don't think so either. Like I said, story-wise, kind of a slog. They hadn't hit their stride yet. They're still trying to figure out what they wanted to do. I read Murder Falcon last week. Wow. And then looked into Wonder Woman Dead Earth. Darren Warren Johnson is a major talent. Not a hardcover comment, just a comment.
He's awesome, yeah.
I've read a little bit of Murder Falcon. Couldn't get into it. I'm sure I'll go back to it at some point, but it wasn't anything that hooked me. And I've realized some books just don't hook you the first time around.
That's okay.
But then if you try to pick them up later on, you'll get hooked and you'll be like, what the fuck was I thinking the first time? Like that happened to me with Hellboy. That totally happened with Hellboy. Like,
yeah.
Sometimes you're maybe just not in the right mindset. Byrne left AF for Hulk. I was so into it, and then he split for DC. Alpha Flight.
Yeah.
And then he split for DC. Didn't Byrne only do about 10 or so issues of Hulk during that time? I think it was only 5. A lot of discussion. Oh, okay, we're gonna. No offense, you guys. We're having your convo. I watched The Old Guard. I loved it. It's kind of like the sequel to The Highlander that we always wanted, but never got. That's what I've heard, which actually intrigues me because I grew up on The Highlander. My mom, huge crush on Christopher Lambert. So I grew up watching the Highlander movies. All throughout childhood. Like I watched them all the time. One of my best friends, he loved the Highlander too, and like one of his good friends had like the Highlander swords. It's like he would come out, would always be like, "There can be only one," and like we'd do the quickening, and it would be dope. So I actually want to see The Old Guard because people keep comparing it to Highlander.
It was a good time. I liked it.
Have you ever seen the Highlander movies? Or are you too young for those? You have seen the Highlanders?
Many years.
What did you think?
They were fun. I didn't mind them. I mean, there was like there were 4 of them maybe all in total, if not more.
I think there's 3 that are like actually good. I think the 4th one was kind of like, but
yeah, no, it was great. Yeah, I remember. I do remember watching
on up a cloud.
Good old fight scenes in parking garages.
Yep.
Swords clanging.
I don't want to go back and watch Highlander. Is that streaming anywhere? Does anybody know? Maybe when we get off tonight, I'm gonna go fucking watch Highlander tonight. I honestly think I'm going to. I think I'm gonna go try to find Highlander. I have been watching a lot of Batman 66. God, dude, I missed that show so much. I bought the first season. I was like, I'm gonna enjoy this. I love it. Batman 66 is a lot of fun. And if you guys actually like Batman 66, Hollywood Babylon, Ralph Garman and Kevin Smith, and since they can't do like their stuff in front of a crowd like they normally do, they decided to do the caped commentaries.
Nice.
And so they're actually rewatching Batman 66, which Ralph Garman is like a huge like fucking like doctor of Batman 66. He knows everything. And they're actually doing some like fun commentary while you watch along with them.
That's cool.
It's fun. It was really fun. So I've been watching a lot of Batman 66 lately. Love that show. And some Twilight. I've been watching a lot of Twilight Zone lately too.
Okay, I thought you were just gonna say Twilight.
No, God, no.
To the end. That's good.
God, Jacob. No. Is that his name, Jake? I don't even fucking know.
You've already seen it. Yeah, it's all good.
No, I've been watching a lot of Twilight Zone. I've been like on this like huge like 50s, 60s TV show kick lately.
Simpler time.
Munsters. We've been watching a lot of Munsters too.
Nice. This sounds like a good time.
I'm gonna watch the Highlander. I'm gonna watch all 3 Highlanders and then watch Old Guard. Boom. And then I'm gonna be disappointed because I'm gonna be like, this is nothing like fucking Highlander. David, finished Kill or Be Killed. Perfect, my man. That's such a good one. The Coyote. Any news of the Uncanny X-Force Omnibus coming out in Australia? I guess I didn't realize that it wasn't available everywhere.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I had no idea. You have to translate it to Australian?
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Reaper. I hope you don't mind me answering your question. You seem to fucking hate all my videos. So hopefully you don't mind me answering your question there, buddy. Just kidding. Not really. David, I'm super sad that Deluxe Tokyo Ghost is now out of print. What other image books are the size of absolutes below low besides low and Tokyo Ghost?
Deadly Class, Black Science.
Class 1 and 2. That one's also starting to go out of print. So if you're wanting Deadly Class, grab that shit now because that one is slowly going to be out of print.
Yeah.
Unless they reprint it, which they might, but all the smorgasbords.
And then there's also, I guess, the Luna Brothers. There was Girls, The Sword, and Ultra something. I have it on my shelf, I know, but Girls I think is extremely expensive.
Was Crimson one?
That's Boom.
Yeah, David, dude, I feel you on the Tokyo Ghost thing. So that was a book that I've been holding off on for a long time. I wasn't really sure. It was only like 10 issues. I was like, I'll get around to it someday. Never did. I actually got all 10 issues. I mean, not like they go for a lot or anything, but I actually got all 10 issues from a buddy of mine for free. He just sent them to me along with the art drawing, which is really cool of him. So I'm actually going to bind Tokyo Ghost. And I think for that one, instead of doing Herring and Robinson, I think that one I'm actually going to send in through Omaha Bound. And I'm going to do like full-on graphic for that one. I think for that one, I'm going to make it real special. So speaking of David, I want to send in Secret 6 at some point in maybe the next month or two. So let me know when we can get together and talk about creating that die stamp for Secret 6. What does the Preacher Omnibus look like? It's plain. I don't know, man. I was so disappointed when I saw it. If you Google it and pull it up, it was just so plain. I think the Preacher Omnibus does have leather-bound interior, at least according to the pictures I saw on eBay. Does it? Because it looked like it was just a graphic wraparound. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Like I said, I saw pictures of somebody posting on one of the Facebook groups, and I thought it was just a graphic wraparound. But if not, maybe it's just a dust jacket that's boring. Once again, I will employ Mike to make the 15,000th dust jacket for me, and we'll go from there. Not leather-bound interior, leather binding under the dust jacket.
Gotham's like they called me out on that whole. Yeah.
I was like, I'm confused. We'll figure it out. That's cool. I did see them up on eBay last week, but did not look at the pics. Yeah, okay, if it's leather, I might buy it. We'll see. Because those leather ones, those are classy as fuck. Do you think with all the reprinting of Brubaker's Captain America Omnibus Volume 1, they will reprint his entire run, or should I grab the ones I can still get my hands on? That's a great question.
Yeah.
Based on Marvel's history of reprinting Omnis, like X-Men, etc., and Spider-Man, even the Spider-Man Omnis, chances are they will end up reprinting them all at some point. But Trial of Captain America and Winter Soldier, I think, are the ones that are still readily available. I would grab those for cheap if you can still get them for cheap, and then grab Volume 1 when it comes out, because then all you're waiting on is Death of Captain America and Captain America Lives, and just wait for those to be reprinted, and then you'll have all 5. But yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. Yep, see, he agrees. I would get Volume 4 and 5 now. I got the Black Magic Deluxe base. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it's great. Black Magic is a wonderful, wonderful book. That's one I did keep. I did not sell that one. That's still hanging out in the background here. I will always compare any voice cast against Harley Quinn. That show had such an awesome voice cast. I'm behind on Harley. Are you behind on Harley?
Behind on Harley. I've been watching Watchmen. I only got so much time. It's damn HBO hour-long episodes.
Oh, dude, you can't watch. Harley's like, I'm behind too. I can't talk shit. I'm behind on Harley as well.
Yeah, I've seen the old guard,
But
man.
no, I don't just want. I don't. When Harley ends, I want a Bane spinoff.
Yeah.
And I want it to be like, I don't know why, but I just had like this mindset of having like the Bane spinoff and having it start like, do you remember Full House, like the opening credits to Full House?
Mm-hmm.
I almost want like the opening credits of Full House, but like all animated, like DC and have Bane in there, and it's called like Bane's House or something, and it would just be great.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh, this is Bane's house. Fucking love Bane. Put your head on my chest. Fucking love Bane. Have either of you guys read Copperhead? I have not. Have you?
I did when it was coming out. I don't remember much of it.
Oh, it didn't leave a good impression on you, did it?
It just wasn't much of it out, like 2 or 3 issues. So,
who wrote? I don't even know anything about it. I think I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
I forget too. It's there's so many Image titles. I mean, it's one. I'll add it to my list.
Shit ton of Image titles. We used to look at those Image reviews, and I look at them, and I just get overwhelmed by all the. Like, it's amazing. It's a great thing, but I just get overwhelmed by it all. I think Invincible sucks. Yeah, Canadian Invincible. Look at my Avatar comics.
You got us.
You silly trickster. You got me, you silly really son of a bitch.
Wool over our eyes with that one.
What are your thoughts about the Dr. Manhattan who laughs?
I don't know if that's something that happened in Death Metal or not.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. I don't recall.
You're more in the trenches of like recent releases than I am. Is that a thing?
No, I don't know. It could be. I don't know. I'm a few weeks behind on DC because Canadian shops have not all been getting them from the new distributor. So I'm behind.
I almost want to Google it and see if it's a fucking thing. Because if it is, that's an intriguing concept. And if it's not a thing, it should be a thing.
Yeah, they should just do a DC Universe Who Laughs miniseries. It'll probably come to that someday. Scott Snyder has his way with things.
Oh, nope. It's definitely a thing, my man.
Cool. I'm excited to read about it.
It looks like it came out in Death Metal #2.
Yeah, so I haven't even read that issue yet.
Say what?
Have not read that issue yet. That came out like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it looks like 2 weeks ago. All right, well, shit.
Dr. Manhattan needed.
We'll get back to you on that, Leon. Thanks. I didn't know that was a thing. But Irredeemable, such a good book. 1 and 5 for cover, can get 2 and 3, but finding 4 is 4 has been out of print for a while.
Oh, okay. Those hardcovers.
Yeah, those are like those premiere edition hardcovers.
Nice.
Yeah, 4 has been out of print for a while. You can get, was it in a compendium? Was it a omnibus, like a trade paperback omnibus? Is that what it was?
Something like that, yeah.
Worst case scenario, go that route because the story is that good and you need to read that story. Like, Irredeemable is a fucking fantastic story. So good. So good.
Damn, Mark Waid.
That boy Steve, what's up, my friend? Yo, what up? How late am I? Well, let's see. You joined in at 11:36. So I'd say you were about an hour and a half late. So you missed a lot. We talked about American history. We talked about how Mike's finally catching up on the Watchmen. You missed a lot. Go back and rewatch it. It's a good time. And then you can fast forward through all the boring shit if you want to. If there is boring, it's never boring. It's our show. I'm collecting all the Marvel 60s comics and trades. There you go, man. That's cool. I love it. Also, each Fable's Absolute would be as big as an omnibus, almost 30 issues. Yeah, it would be a lot. Or you'd have to do like 10 absolutes or whatever it is.
Insane.
Mike, do you have a reading order video for the Valiant Deluxe editions? I've been hunting them down and should have a nice set to dive into that universe. Just missing some of the bigger whales.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done like a full reading order. It's tricky with stuff.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, you froze again. Sorry, you froze and I interrupted, so I'm not sure where you're at.
Canadian internet. Yeah, I've never done a video like that. I could try. They're kind of tricky, but I can give it a shot.
Yeah, so I actually did a Valiant Universe reading order. There's one I found online that's great. If the problem is utilizing the so I found like an actual Valiant Universe reading order, right? It's an excellent reading order, but if you're doing, I've tried doing it in deluxes back when I had them all, and it was hard as hell because I was literally having to read like 6 different deluxes at once. And you're having to like put bookmarks in them all to like not lose your spot and then come back to them.
Yeah.
So reading the actual Valiant Universe in deluxes like that is a pain in the ass. It's almost better if you're gonna read them in deluxes. It's almost better just to read the damn deluxe and then like move on to the next. You know, it's really hard to read the Valiant Universe like that. It's just very difficult.
Yep.
What was the other thing I was going to say about that? Otherwise, you already have the deluxes, so why would you buy the thumb drive? But I was going to say the thumb drive with the digital is another really great way, because then you can bounce around easily and read the actual Valiant Universe that's online. It's available online, and I found reading it that way is very enjoyable. It's really, really neat, but it is almost impossible to do with deluxes.
Yeah, it's not fun. I don't think I've ever done that either. It's not reasonable.
Yeah, I tried it once. It's a pain in the ass. I got like 40 issues in and said, F this. Like that was
right.
Let's see if we can go to. I just started reading Sandman for the first time and in absolute format. After I read that first issue, I realized if that book came out today, it would be the best book in comics. Yes, sir.
Probably.
That's another book. So I read Sandman for the first time really a few years back, and I just started rereading it again. And my second read through now, dude, it's so much better now than it was then, and my mind was blown then. And I love it so much more now. Like there's so fucking good. Speaking of Sandman, since it's already been brought up, I want to ask you guys and Mike as well. Has anybody listened to the Sandman audio play? I guess is basically what it is. There's like a full-on cast. Does anybody listen to that with James McAvoy as Morpheus?
Yeah, let us know, people.
You haven't heard it yet, Mike?
I have not. No.
Oh, you're freezing again.
Okay. I have not heard it.
So it's like 10 hours long. I really, everybody keeps saying how absolutely mind-blowingly incredible it is.
I'm sure.
I really want to hear it, but I want to wait until after I finish my read through. Because there's stuff that I forgot that I don't want to get ruined by listening to it. I just hope that it's like one of those things that like they're not going to take down after a while. I hope that it's like something that they'll like leave up and like you can still access.
Yeah. I'm sure they will. It'll stay evergreen,
or at least purchase or something. Because I've heard it's absolutely mind-blowing.
Well, I believe it.
Bat Balloon. I need a Chuck Dixon Nightwing Omnibus. Don't we all? To make up for all the Agent Grayson stuff. No, I'm with you. I would absolutely love a Dixon Robin one and a Nightwing one.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think that would be incredible. I think the best bet right now, though, because they're doing Nightwing New 52. I don't know why they chose that one over Dixon, but with the world that we're living in now, and Dixon as opinionated as he is outside of comics, I don't know if we'll ever get that, to be honest with you. I mean, just look at like the Tom King Jai Lee thing, for instance, and him going like and running the DC, and like Chuck Dixon is very, very opinionated and is kind of a curmudgeon, so to speak. And so I don't know if DC will ever release his stuff like that. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think they'll ever do it?
I don't know. I don't know what I can't predict DC anymore. I hope they do.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah, like John Byrne's Man of Steel got regular size hardcover, so who the fuck knows what's gonna happen anymore with DC? They
Yeah.
don't care. They just don't listen to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make sense. We're the ones paying.
Star Trek. Has anyone read? Mike has.
I love
Shang-Chi or isn't Deadly Hands of Kung Fu like the magazine?
Yeah, yeah.
Like Shang-Chi is like the comic, and then like Deadly Hands is just like a magazine in omnibus format.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know why they ever made that thing. I was like, I had so little interest in Deadly Hands, but Shang-Chi was fantastic. If you can somehow, like, those must be pretty expensive because that was a one and done printing. So if you can get your hands on those, by all means, it's great.
Yep. It is
so much good artwork in there. Paul Gulacy.
I tried reading it digitally and I had a hard time. I enjoyed the story, but I just think it was one of those books that, like, a lot of those Bronze Age books, for me personally, just read better in physical format.
Yeah.
So I think I would enjoy those stories a lot more if I had them physically. Yeah, Irredeemable Premiere Volume 4 is expensive 2 years ago. That is very true. Any big upcoming hardcover Omni absolute printings you guys are privy to? Not unless our name is Omar.
Yeah.
Omar is actually the only one that I'm aware of out of any of the YouTube channels that gets leaked that information by the official sources before anyone else. So like Jem, he watches Omar's and then he goes and puts it up. And he even gives Omar credit. It's nice. Like he says, I got this from Omar. Like everybody gets their info from Omar. And Omar gets his directly from David Gabriel at Marvel.
Yep.
But as far as like DC goes, I don't think there's anybody that knows anything about DC stuff. I don't think there's anybody. Yeah, I can't think of any channels that know anything about DC other than like what we find and randomly when people search like Penguin House's website and stuff like that. But no. Omar's channel, Near Mint Condition. If you're not familiar with that one, that's a channel to subscribe to. He does a lot of really amazing stuff, and he's the one that has all the stuff and all these.
Yeah, and he'll usually do like, comics coming out in fall 2020 or winter 2020 or
whatever. He knows like months in advance. But all right, so we're hitting up the 2-hour mark, so we're gonna try to fly through the rest of these comments real quick. I don't think we have too many. So we're gonna fly through the rest of these comments real quick and then let Mike go. He has to work in the morning. I'm gonna go try to find the Highlander. And then I'm gonna try to watch the Highlander tonight. So we're gonna fly through these real quick. Keep it on Omni Bros. Yes. I need a 7 to Eternity and Gideon Falls Deluxe ASAP.
Yeah, please.
I have heard that the Kirby are pretty boring. No, they're very boring. I bought the 4 Shang-Chi Omnis last week on IST. Awesome. That's dope. I didn't know they were still available. I was thinking one of them was almost out of print, but maybe not. She got Injustice for Robin. Got Injustice for 63. That's awesome. Wow. That's better than what it is now. Now it's like 75. What do you guys think of the recently rebooted Transformers comics? They're not as good as Phase 2. Phase 1 was pretty solid. Some really good moments. Phase 2 was really good, and now what they're currently doing, myself and a lot of others will tell you, it's not as good as what they were doing with Phase 2. Phase 2 is where the money is. I really enjoyed the Silver Age X-Men material. I know it's dated, but then again, that is true. I enjoyed ASM a lot more though. FF was hit and miss for me. 100 Bullets and Scalped, Top Shelf Vertigo. I was more of an Iron Fist reader, but if the other martial arts comics are good, I might give them a try. Didn't you tell me that like Shang-Chi was sort of like a I don't know what you told me, that you compared it to something that was like
Bruce Lee. It was Bruce Lee movie.
Yeah, there you go.
4 Omnis. It was incredible. So
you got the Bone trade paperbacks for $9. I bought them for my I was on Facebook Marketplace and somebody local here, some woman had she had all 9 I don't know if that's all, I think that's all of them, but she had 9 Bone trade paperbacks and she was selling them for $1 a piece. So I was like, oh, I'll grab them for my kid and try to get him hooked on comics. So I did. Ghost of Tsushima, that's it.
That's the most important thing that was brought up during the stream today.
I can't find Lazarus second collection. I think that one went out of print.
Wow.
I know people have been asking about it, and I think Lazarus the second volume went out of print. Hopefully they reprint it, but I think that one did go out of print.
Yeah.
Just hi, all glad to catch a live show. Well, welcome. We're wrapping up, but welcome. If we get the Shang-Chi and Iron Fist complete collections of Deadly Ends and Kung Fu, are we missing anything that is in the Omnis?
I don't think so. I think that's it. I mean, I don't know what's in the Shang-Chi and Iron Fist complete collection, so I shouldn't have said that.
Have you all read Jimmy Corrigan? Are you referring to like the like the Spectre Jim Corrigan?
Yeah. Is this the cutesy version, Jimmy Corrigan?
Yeah. Are you referring? If you're referring to the Spectre, then yes.
Yeah.
Highlander was amazing. I know, I'm hoping to watch that right now. Actually, I'm so excited to go find the Highlander. Old Guard was great, but I don't think Highlander. I believe there's an Iron Fist collection that collects his appearances in Deadly Hands. Lars, hey Lars, have you read Hal Foster's Prince Valiant, published by Fantagraphics, one of Canada's finest? Oh, Prince Valiant's Fantagraphics. I have not.
I have not either. I have seen some hardcovers for it though.
Oh, I believe Amazon Prime is Highlander. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I also awesome. Woo! I'm gonna go Highlander. Can be only one. Conan versus He-Man. Who's catching hands and why is it He-Man? Dude, it's not He-Man. Conan's getting his ass whooped.
Yeah,
I'm a big Motu fan. All right. He's a master of the universe. Conan's just a little barbarian. All right. Conan's catching these hands.
It's not even a contest.
I wouldn't want to worry about Remender's hardcovers going out of print. He almost always has reprints.
True.
Twilight Zone is like that chip. You can't. So true. So incredibly true. And the nice thing I love about it's like anthology stories. So like you can watch them all out of order. Like you don't have to. You can do whatever the hell you want. Just watch them out of order. Wicked and Divine. That's another one that I'm torn on. Still hoping for more Punisher Omni reprints at some point. Yeah, Remender's Punisher needs to be reprinted for sure.
That'd be cool.
Deb just picked up the OHC of Fury Max. That's a good one. I bought that one for friend Michael. I bought that one for him a couple years ago. Birthday present. I would love an Iron Fist omnibus. They did put out Brewbaker out of print now, but they did put that one out. Secret Six is one. Yeah, Secret Six is great.
Fantastic.
Also, speaking of Shang-Chi omnis, I've heard conflicting reports in the restoration. Some say it's fine, others say it's bad or possibly blurry.
Mine was fantastic.
Maybe it just hits and miss on what you get.
Yeah, could be.
That's an awesome Bane. Thank you. Can't believe the first Shang-Chi epic is out of print already. Oh wow. They usually reprint epics though. That's the good news there. Marvel usually does reprint epics. I would so buy absolutes for Fables. Take my money. 30 to 40 peeps. I'm offended for Eminem. This is cult numbers. We need rave numbers, but with appropriate social distancing. Thank you, Steve. We love you, man. Thank you. And it would be the Palmiotti, Gray, Darwin Cook, Jonah Hex. That could be interesting. I just started listening to the Sandman audiobook. Seems to be very well made. I've heard it's really good.
There you go.
I just started the audio play. Haven't gotten very far. It's great, but hard to follow a bit. Matt, you're the one freezing. Oh, well, shit. Oh, wait, my freeze. I see it on my end. I wasn't seeing anything on my end. So maybe you're not freezing. It was me. Maybe it's the American internet. It'll probably be the third Jonah Hex Omni if we get that far. I think the Sandman audiobook only covers the first 20 issues. Oh, if that's the case, then I'll listen to it. I'm well past that, so maybe I'll just listen to it then. Should have been first. I have the audiobook and I'm thinking of reading the Absolutes as the audiobook is playing. But first I have to finish Invincible.
Oh, you got a lot on your hands there.
I listened to the sample but did not invest because I wanted to read it first.
Fair
Good
enough.
idea.
Yeah.
Come on. Weird Western Tales, Jonah Hex. Chuck Dixon isn't just a curmudgeon. He knowingly collaborated with a white supremacist, Vox Day. Oh, he did? I can't really read his work in good faith. See, I can distance myself like his old stuff. I couldn't read anything new by him, but like his old stuff, like Nightwing, Robin, etc. I can, and like Batman, I can like distance myself from that. I'm like, well, whatever. But yeah, I can't read anything current. Well, Road to No Man's Land is coming out, and Dixon was heavily involved with that. Yeah, but that was more of a series event, so to speak. You know what I mean? Not like Nightwing by Chuck Dixon. Like that was more of like an event. Love Omar and his wife. I have a feeling X-Men Inferno or Fall of the Mutants will be announced at some point.
Cool.
Especially as much money that X-Men Inferno has been going for. Holy crap. Along with the Marvel box set of some sort, I get the feeling it will be Spider-Man related.
Nice.
It'll be now that I've gotten all the custom buy-ins, they will announce everything I just bought for half the price.
Right.
Thank you. I'm sure Lazarus is going to be made into a TV show someday. That would be dope. So. That would be a really awesome TV show. Jimmy Corrigan, the smartest kid on earth. So it's not the Spectre.
Oh, but it sounds familiar.
I'm not familiar with it.
I'm sorry, Robin. No, I have not read Jimmy Corrigan.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. I'll have to look it up and see what it is. I'm not familiar with it. Matthew and Michael, always a pleasure. Oh, you put the E in Michael. I know you don't know, but there's no E.
Fine.
Special. He's Michal. He's Michal.
Yeah, Michal. Yep.
Always a pleasure. Don't forget to obliterate that like button.
Yes, everyone.
Thank you guys.
Thank you all very much.
Am I freezing or is it Mike? Mike froze again. Was that me or was that Mike? I'll watch the playback. We'll figure this out.
Both of us, man.
We'll get down to this. We'll get down to the brass tacks.
You're gonna reach out to me like, you froze 7 times, I froze 5 times. So
down to brass tacks. How much for the monkey? All right, you guys. Everyone, have a wonderful night. Thank you guys very much. I'm gonna go watch Highlander. Mike's gonna go to bed. So yeah. See you guys hopefully next week. We're hopefully having a guest with us as well. So we'll see.
Fingers crossed. Trying to sell us on some Empire.
Woo.
Whatever that's worth.
All right. Take a good night. Have a good night, everybody.
Yes.